Well, here we are. We're at it again. We need a haircut. We need a hat. I haven't had time to do skadiddles, if that's even such a thing. But anyway, we went and registered the Cadillac today. Yes, yes, yes. We registered the Cadillac. We have two forms. She was nice enough to give me one. She probably felt bad for me because we spent a lot of money to bring that car to a driving legal status, I guess you would call it. So we'll clear that out of the way. Mac, how's it going? Tiff, hey, what's up? Let's see. I think we need a helmet. It's gonna be tough. There we go. There we go. A lot of stuff going on today, guys. Today, a lot of stuff. So we went to the DMV. We made an appointment, which was awesome. As soon as I walked in at 9:28, my number was called. I was literally there less than 15 minutes. So I want to kind of go over some of the things that they charged me for. Now, mind you, this car, 1998 Cadillac DeVille. Okay? It's not a special car. Actually, I enjoy the car. It's not my favorite Cadillac. I love Cadillacs. I love Land Rover and Cadillacs and BMW. Some might think that's expensive taste. So what if it is? But I like the older ones. When I was 18, I had a 72 DeVille. We had a 95 SLS. Really liked that car. It just wasn't too hip on the back end of it. Now I have this 98. It's a cruiser, man. It really is. I've done a lot of work to her. Kids Dealing More, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. How's everybody? Everyone's doing well. So on this 98, we've got it on some of our videos in the channel where we've done the fuel tank, brakes. I think the brakes were on the other one. We've done a lot of things on this car. I did the fuel pump. We did in the past. I did the radiator, the hoses. I did the basic maintenance, oil change, tune-up, things of that nature. Then we did an alternator, but I had that done. That was one of the first things that went wrong with it. The car has been sitting for 2 years. Okay, been literally sitting for 2 years. It broke down on me. Fuel pump went out, and that was because I always kept less than I should in fuel. That was my fault. So the fuel pump is inside the tank, and it needs to be full, or halfway full. And yeah, it's my fault. It's my fault for not doing this in a non-op status too. So, I'm taking the blame here for a lot, and it cost a fortune, guys, to register this car, to bring it to date, and it's coming up in May again. So I paid for the last 2 years. What's up, Sonny? Paid for Mac, paid for the last 2 years of the car, and I still owe $131 in May to bring it up to May of 2021. I paid $748 for a 1998 Cadillac registration. There was a total of 31 fees. 31 fees the state of California charged me. There was an ALT fuel fee, $9. A 1 PYRF fee, $57. A 1 PYCHP fee, $26. Now that's the normal. The actual registration is 131. So the first probably 60, there's 90, there's 110, 11, 12, 15. I'm going to say probably the first 8 fees are the regular registration. So we have the number 5 fee, is a 1 PY safe fee, $1, a 1 PY FID fee, $1, a 1 PY auto DUI fee, $1, a 1 PY air quality fee of $4, a 2 PY RF fee, $55. Then there's another one because they go for the first year. So it would have been 9, 57, 26, 9, 1, 1, 1, and 4. Then that would have been it. So you total that up, and then you go to another 8. So it's insane. Now, here's where it gets into the penalties. Number 25, the CHP penalty fee for not registering your car for the last 2 years, Mr. Lobster, is $180. Thank you very much, Lobster, for giving the CHP an additional $180. The California Highway Patrol thanks you for your contribution. Then there's another RF penalty fee of $30. And then there's a VLF penalty fee of $5. And another penalty fee of $50. Another one for $9. And another one for $100. And another one for $21. And if you think that I am lying to you, let me just show you something, folks. I'm just going to show you the total right there. $748 this man paid today in cash. Was not happy. I didn't even anticipate. I was thinking 500 max. I figured, okay, they're going to hit me for the 90. It's normally $95 to register that car. That's why I was like, it's cheap. But $748, the state of California pulled from my pocket today and smiled at me. I waved. Said, thanks for taking my money. Appreciate it. Now my family can't eat for the next week or two. Oh, lo and behold, in addition to that, I think I'm going to lose my mind. I got to come up to about 3 bills, largies too, with 4 zeros. So probably about $3,000 by Saturday. What's today? Wednesday? Yeah. Apparently, the wife is so stressed. She's got me so strung out right now. She wants to move like now, today, yesterday. And as you can see, nothing's happened. But she wants to have the deposit in her hand when she goes to sign the contract for the lease agreement. Now, granted, she's found a nice place. Granted, it's bigger and it's nicer. And we're getting away from the water. Where we have the issue here where it is a lot of moisture in the air. So we get condensation a lot, and that leads to mold. Hey, Jen, how are you? Landshark Picker, good to see you. Thanks for coming in, guys. Appreciate it. My insurance for the Cadillac is $22 a month for the insurance. So that was one of the reasons why I got the car. It's a great cruiser, and if someone hits me, I got a lot of metal around me. Big car. So then again, I opted out going back to the car to go back and pay it because we're strapped for cash with this move coming up. I need to come up with about $3,000 to $3,500 in a deposit to move in. And the house that we live in now doesn't have a deposit for us to withhold from or take from when we roll it. We moved in with no deposit required because of the relationship we had with the landlord at the time. And things are obviously in a different mindset now. So we're having to shuffle and move things, but it doesn't help when the spouse is really stressing things out a little bit. She needs to just kind of take a seat in the back of the Cadillac. You know what I mean? Here's what we're going to do tomorrow. We're going to take the Cadillac in tomorrow, and we're going to get her smog. Yeah, that's probably going to be another $100. And then the application fees for all these applications that we're having to fill out for these houses that she wants to rent. The one she just handed me earlier before the live is $43 a person for adults over, or anyone over the age of 18. So that's $86. I'm just going to hand someone to run a credit check on me. I went to the bank today and said, hey, what's going to happen if I've got all of these people checking my credit? they're going to create hard increase on my account, on my credit score. So I don't want that. I don't need that. I'm trying to uh, get out of the holiday rut from the debt that we incurred from Christmas, and we've been slowly whittling down the credit ratio so we have a better credit score. My wife doesn't work; she's got better credit than me, I would imagine, because I pay her credit cards. On my end, I'm maxed out, which is not good to be over a certain percentile. When you start getting into the 90% range, and I'm in 90%, 95% of one of my credit cards. Not good, not good, not good at good. But it is one of those cards that has really low interest rate. So we're not stressing about it too bad. But the problem is I just can't get a break. So this application right here is going to cost me $86 to submit. So yeah, what are you gonna do, right? So we got a return, Amazon return. We picked this up at the Goodwill for $3.99. The guy was saying that he plugged it in. He sent it back to me. First of all, I already took off the address and everything. I took a video of it and opened it for my own record. But he said I took everything off. He sent it back to me in this box. I had it in a different box, so I can't put this back if I wanted to. But what I'm going to do is put it on eBay, and so he plugged it in, and this is how he sent it back to me. I had it all wrapped, nicely wound up with the cords, had everything in bubble wrap because I'm putting it on Amazon, and this is how I get it back. So, hey, Fernando from California, you're awesome, buddy. Thank you. You just added to my delightfulness of life. Bravo, bravo. So, I feel better now. So I'm gonna plug this in, charge it up. See, it did work. He said something about the sound when he puts it on speakerphone. There was a sound on the other two or something like that. And I wanted to suggest don't put it on speakerphone. There's your problem solved. Anyway, so that was a $3.99 investment. Ended up being a $29.99 sale. Sold it as used. There were buy box in it at like $50, $60. So whatever. Oh yeah, my certified copy. So we got a served copy, a mailed copy, and a certified copy of the Eviction. Could you just rub it in just a little bit more, buddy? It's awesome. It's awesome. I hope you're happy. Oh, losing my freaking mindset. Oh, so I did a little experiment. If you didn't notice, I'm going through the pile of shite that I have here. Yeah. I still have to do my taxes. I've got to call my accountant. And like with everything going on, I'm thinking maybe I should do an extension just to be safe. I'm going to file for it tomorrow. So from Goldman Sachs, we got a letter. So there's nothing on the back that you troll morons can look at. They said to me, recently exceeded the credit card limits or insufficient credit card history. Too many credit limit increases in the last 3 months. Credit limits are too low. Okay, first of all, thank you, Mr. Sachs, for sending me that nicely kind letter to inform me of my faults of having credit cards that don't have sufficient amount of history. Well, just so happens I got the $18,000 credit card over a year ago. Thank you, Navy Federal, for being so kind. However, in that time, they've increased my credit based upon what they thought I needed, not what I wanted. I took it. I spent it. I enjoyed it. It's called living life, paying bills. Because honestly, in the last 6 months, my employer, well, I would say 5 months now. My current employer has told me, hey, the week before Thanksgiving, have a nice holiday. So I had 2 weeks off in November, 4 weeks off in December, almost 2.5 weeks off in January. My promotion that I got in the summertime went to the dumpers because we were under new leadership at the moment. Yeah, you're probably thinking maybe you're saying too much. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just telling you just enough to keep things entertaining. Maybe I'm telling you just enough because I need to rant because the doctor apparently said to me the other day, short-term visits might not be a cure, Mr. Lobster. I said, well, hey, that's okay, sir. We'll just go on our merry way and toodaloo. He said, I got a better idea for you. Maybe you need long-term assistance. I said to him, what's long-term assistance? Well, we have this place that you can go to talk to somebody for a long period of time. Like, oh, really? Like an hour? Oh, sure. So what I ended up telling the doctor within the 30 minutes I was supposed to be there with him in, he tells me, he goes, so welcome to the office. I'm so and so, was he, whatnot. What do you got to tell me? I don't know. What do you want to know, doc? Well, tell me a little bit about yourself. Okay, sir. Well, where shall I begin? I told him everything I could possibly cram into 30 freaking minutes, just like that. And he looks at me, he goes, well, you've been busy. Yeah, I have. Dummy. Of course I've been busy. I'm 48 years old. Think I was just born yesterday? Anyway, so we got some long-term visits to the psychiatrist for PTSD. Who would have thought? Man, you're so smart. Anyway, so I went to the bank today trying to figure out how I could go about doing this and then calculated some numbers together and basically between the two trying to come up with some like other resources to kind of make things a little smoother during this transition. So some of you might be listening, some of you might be having some of these issues. This is the real deal. So here's what I've done recently to increase my credit score because I know it's going to be affected with these applications and I'm going to have to submit moving to these houses. Mind you, these houses are going to be bigger, okay? Which is going to be good for my family. I hope. That means it's just going to be more crap I'm going to have to clean up. Now, the stuff here is going to probably end up going to storage. You wonder, how do you afford it? I don't. Obviously, you just learned that I'm living off credit cards at the moment because things are slow. You know, eBay and Amazon only do so much. I live in California. And in California, I live in Southern California. And in Southern California, I live in San Diego. I'm not saying it's expensive. I'm saying it's hard to live in an area that costs a darn in your life that you make just to eat. My gas is like $3.30 a gallon right now. That's cheap. You know, it's cheap. Rent, okay? It's about an average of $2 a square foot, is what they say. Imagine that. Family of five, soon to be six. Gonna need at least 4 bedrooms, right? The average 4 bedroom house, or let's say three, which is a very average, probably standard home that the average American probably has, is what about 2,000 square feet? Let's say 16 to 20, 2,200. 200 might be a little big for a 3 bedroom, at least in these area or in this area where we live. So you're looking at probably what, $2 a square foot. That's what these mother Hubbards are charging right now. Back in the day, it used to be only like a grand, 1,600. Now, for a 1 bedroom apartment in Southern California, you're paying about 16, in some words, of $1,800 a month for a 1 bedroom apartment. To rent a room, people are paying $7, $8, $900. To sleep on a couch, somebody is paying that I know personally is paying $600 to sleep on a couch. Now he has a roof over his head. He can barely make do. He's working part time. I remember you could rent a room for $500. Now it's almost doubled. Now, these houses that we've been looking at, you're looking at probably anywhere between $3,000 to $5,000 a month for these homes, which is just out of this crazy world. I don't understand it. I just heard today that there's an empty lot over here by my house that we were talking about in a chat a while ago. It's a not even a quarter, I don't know, maybe a quarter of an acre. $565,000, and everyone was like, "Oh, that's a good deal." No, it's not a good deal for a piece of land, quarter of an acre. You got a KFC in your backyard, and you got a wall on the south end made out of cinder block and stucco. You don't even have a view. You're looking at Colonel Sanders and behind you, and you're looking at a brown wall. Then you have an elementary school across the street. There's a lady over there that likes to talk on the PA system. Attention staff. Does anyone have a paperclip? I'll see you guys at lunch. It's insane. But I was talking to the donut guy today, who gives me free donut every now and again. I get my lovely $2 coffee. He was telling me, I'm not one for gossip now, but I surely do know this for a fact. He said, now the donut guy doesn't lie. He said somebody paid $350,000 cash for some gravel and dirt. Mm-hmm. Now here's the thing that I'm thinking. Anybody who walks into that deal for $350, yeah, they've done it a few times or two, so they got the know-how to do it. The only way they can make any money on that is if they put two houses on that, make it a 2-in-1. If it's zoned, which it probably would be because it's kind of commercialized. I don't know the facts, but they'd have to build 2-on-1 and go up with it. Townhouses, and an average house in San Diego is $565. You're looking at a cool mill. That's if they can get it because of the location. Yeah, it's next to the beach, but it's a mile away. Yeah, it's Southern California. Yeah, but you're 11 miles from the border. I mean, there's all these factors, and they settled for $350. Somebody was hungry. I think what happened, like in the situation with this house, somebody had passed on, left these properties behind, and the kids were like, "Yeah, I'll take whatever." It's a shame. It really is. Because now all these investors are coming in, and they're buying up these properties, and they're buying them at what, 3.5, 3.8%. And that's a decent rate. I mean, you can't complain about the interest rate, but these freaking mortgages, I mean, they're going to be cheaper. They have to be cheaper. They are cheaper. Let's just say they are. The donut guy, going back to him, he said he moved all his life. That was the conversation I had with him today. Very intelligent guy, owns a donut shop. He's been there like 30 years. He's moved around from Minnesota to Long Beach to wherever, here to San Diego. He bought a house in 1998 here in the San Diego area. He had spent $130,000 on his home. Now he's saying it's like worth about five something. And his wife wants to move. His wife wants to cash out and leave. He's like, no, I can't. I'm tired of moving. He's ready to retire. I got to thinking about that. He says his house is almost paid off. He finally gets his money. And that's the secret. In my mind, that is the secret. The secret is anybody who bought a house before 2001 in California, especially in the southern portion, south of San Fran, down to the border. If you bought a house in the late 90s and you cashed out right now, you did yourself good. If you're still alive. If you're still alive. The only reason I say that is I can kick myself square in the sack right now for not doing what I just said I was going to do, because in 2000, I bought a townhome. I bought it for 117 or 114,000 or something like that. I sold it. I made like 70 grand. I put it in the stock market. 2003, it all took a dump. I lost every cent. I didn't spend one dime of that money, but I was invested. I was invested for promise. I was invested in Google. It was about to come out. But I had Apple. I had radio frequency ID. I had what is now called Cricket Wireless, but it was at the time, it was called Leap Wireless. I had, what else did I have? I had Global Crossing fiber optics. That was the thing. Oh, we're going to go and take down all the cables. Okay. That's what we're going to do. We're going to put fiber optics in. The whole world's going to be fiber optics. We're going to send all y'all out there and get you trained on it. I went to train, learn how to fuse all that crap. blah, blah, blah. Learned, and took all these notes from all these companies coming in and doing the bids with the phone company at the time when I was working for them. Couldn't say that it was the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do, but I thought, shoot, they're spending all this time and effort getting us trained to get us out there into the field to do this transformation. Why not the company doing the contracting? So I did a little homework. Well, I got $3 after all that one. They took all my damn money. Anyway, it feels good. D, what's up, D? I think you got something in here, D. Here, we're gonna do this right now, D. Right now, in the mail pile. D. Muskegon, Michigan. D led me to a link. Speaking of housing, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is from D, Flipping Particles. Okay. D sent me a link to a house in Muskegon. 4-bedroom home. Beautiful home. Blue. Sitting on some property. Had a nice little area in the back for the RV. Nice little garage for a shop. Comes with a basement. That's so pretty. That's so pretty. And with 20% down of about let's say $32,000 for simplicity. $581 a month for the mortgage of that place. $159,900. I can only drool over that. Now think about that. I bought a dump here, okay, in the late 90s, in 2000 actually. I paid 117,000. I sold out shortly then thereafter and got 70 grand and lost it all in the stock market. But if I had stayed in that home, or at least stayed and rented it out, my mortgage was only $800 at the time at 8%. At 8%. Now, when the price was low, the interest was high. I would have. There's no doubt about it. Hence the word sparsumling doesn't mean spend all your money, dummy. I mean, save it, be thrifty about it. I would have saved it and been thrifty about it, and I would have freaking lowered my interest rate. That house today is worth $365,000. 2-bedroom, 1-bath townhome. I would have had at least close to $250,000. At least. Could have went to Muskegon, Michigan. Been a snow plower, moose hunter, ice fisherman, an Eskimoian wannabe for $581 a month. Can't even rent a sofa in Southern California. You're $19 shy, son. What you gonna do? I don't know. Can't put a family of 5 in that one, can you? All right, D. Thank you for the box. I can use that. Ooh, what is it? Oh, it's so. You know what? It's funny. All right, I'm gonna say something because I know what it is. I can tell, but I just broke one the other day on the live. I put it on Instagram. Awesome. What? You are freaking awesome. Oh my God, dude. Yes. Yes. Oh, Miss D. You are something else, dude. All right. Compliments of Flipping Particles. D over there in Michigan. Hi, Lobster. How could I find this cup and not send it to you? You're the best. D. Aw. Thanks, D. Look at that right there. Look at that. That's awesome. Wow. I love it. That's going to be my new mug. I love the details on that. I love that. I like that. I've never, and you know what? It's from England. That is a keeper, D. It would have been regardless. Thank you very much, hon. Appreciate them. New coffee mug for the Lobster. We'll set that right there. That's a keeper for sure. Would have been anyway, because I keep all this stuff that people send me. So gotten three things. So that leads me. We're going to be going with the PO box shortly. I think it'd be the safest thing to do once we move. Get that out of the way. All right, all right. We're going to put D's little card in there. We'll save that. We're going to put that on the board. D, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Let's see. What else? So we went over that. Taxes. We talked about that a little bit. So we're having to get on the bandwagon with that one. I got a lot of paperwork to go through and get my taxes sorted out, as I'm hoping everyone is done. Justin, what is up, lobster sandwich? Bro, you've been busy over there in that car. I've always wanted to. I think that was a tractor, right? I'm glad you got rid of your car, bro. I want to save this bag. I'm a recycling, saving, packaging individual. I'm gonna take that address off though. I don't like to keep that stuff laying about. So what? So we talked about the 90-day eviction. Let's see. So we have to be out by June 3rd. Wife wants us out by the 3rd of April. So she's like trying to get us done sooner, which it makes sense. Then we can take our financial efforts and put it towards the newer place. But that doesn't help me out because that only gives me about 2 weeks to get all this crap moved. And I got an email last night. Oh, it gets better. Hold on. I got an email last night at 8:07 p.m. from the president of my institution stating that effective March 16th, all students and staff of the organization will be learning from online. So they're incorporating an extended stay at home because of this Pacific virus that we have. I'm going to call it the Pacifico. Um, Health and safety issues that we're having in the nation right now. Which, if you haven't caught the Trump State of the Union address recently, I think it was today, he talks about washing hands, not sneezing on each other, staying out of crowded places. He's banning all like European flights from Europe, cargo, things of all kinds of sorts of nature. Not so much the UK, but he did mention that they're monitoring the regions where it originated from. He is put in a $8.53 billion bill to help the CDC and other agencies to come up with the virus vaccination. He's also talking about putting into play. He's got to get with Congress about doing economic relief for the individuals that will be infected with the sickness, and giving them like a stipend, I guess you would say, or relief for being out of work. So that's kind of good. Hey, Pat Dees, what's up? So I was listening to that. I was thinking, I was like, okay, my institution is forcing me not to go to work. They are taking a couple of days off before spring break. So it's kind of cool that they've done it this way. I'm not saying it's great timing that it's happened, but there's a week of spring break. But see, where I work, we stay open to the public. So I work, on the part-time deals, but that affects my pay. And that's 2 weeks of no money. Like, geez, we've had all this time during November and December and parts of January. We get back in and we're slowly working. Then it rains and we can't go to work. Then now this. So it's like this is crazy right now. Could you not throw me any more curveballs? I mean, I got a pregnant wife that's due at the end of July. I have to be out of this place because the landlord's grandmother has passed away by the 3rd of June. My wife is pushing like the herds of buffalo going off the cliff. The Indians are eating their scab. You know what I mean? It's like that's what I feel like. And then now I can't even go outside, go to a crowded place unless it's highly ventilated because I might get a virus. Ah! and I got the doctor telling me I got a problem. I ain't got a problem, man. I got a situation here. No, I really don't think I'm going to need to go to bed. They're just going to load me up on medication anyway. You know what I mean? It's like, what's the point going? But I have to stick to my gun. I'm doing it for my kids. So in case I do snap, I'll be like, well, I tried. Hopefully I'm not going to snap. I'm hoping not. That would not be good. Oh, how do I get other people's mail? So, let's see. We have. Oh, we still haven't gotten our radio back. We had a radio that we sold on eBay. It was from 1969. Customer was complaining it wasn't working properly. Said something about it skipping out, or when you turn it up to a high volume, it doesn't play proper. And I thought, well, okay, no problem, man. So eBay set the rule. They said, why don't you go ahead and send it back by the 2nd of March, and you can get a refund. I was like, yeah, whatever, as long as I get it back. Still haven't gotten it. So we're waiting patiently. That's what that's the kind of crap that really just gets under my freaking skin sometimes. It's like, okay, there is a policy. I get it. And I get it. It's like a 30-day return that I said, okay, you get free returns for 30 days. And then eBay says, you got to send it back to whoever by this date. I get that life is busy. I get that you got things going on. But where do I sit there and say, okay, enough is enough? Here it is, the 11th, almost 10 days tomorrow. I still haven't gotten this package by the 2nd. And they want me to give this guy a refund. I don't know. I'm almost halfway tempted to just say, fudge it. But everything's good because I'm happy now. I have Pretty Pony stickers. Oh, my little daughter is throwing Pretty Pony stickers in the mail. Lovely. All right. Okay, here you go. Here's a tip. This is basically the State of the Union address by Donald Trump. Basically said this today. Go look for it on YouTube. It's there. Los Angeles Times reported it. Some other channels reported it. And this is what he said. This was the teleprompter version of what Donald Trump was trying to tell the public today. That's how he basically sounded. And he was snorting. No, I'm a little fluffy, but I don't snort. I may snore. I don't know. I'm asleep. How do I know? I don't know. My wife tells me. But says, please wash your hands. Dirty hands have germs and can make you sick. That's what Donald Trump said right there in a nutshell. Okay. So there you go. That's my daughter. Oh, wait. There you go. Here's this must be Mr. T yelling at Potato Head because Mr. T is spitting on somebody and Mr. Potato Head must be saying, please stop spitting because germs get spread. There you go. That's my daughter's interpretation of what's going on in the world right now. So Mr. T is involved now. I pity the fool who be spitting on somebody. I pity the fool who don't be washing their hands. Okay. In school. What is it? What was it saying? Something about stay in school. Or I pity the fool who don't stay in school. Right? I'm Mr. T. Can you imagine if you had a GPS app when you're driving, say you're going thrifting or garage sailing, especially when you're going garage sailing, right? You'd be like, okay, your next turn at 400 feet, turn right. However it says, I don't know. I don't need to have someone. I can just look at a map and go, okay, we're gonna go this way. Hey, sometimes I might take it and listen, But it would be really awesome if you had an app that you could alter, and I'm sure there are some out there. If you could change it to like Groucho the Marx or Groucho Marx. You could change it to Gumby. You could change it to a British accent. You know, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Mickey Mouse. You know, Mr. T. You know, you'd be driving along. Hey, fool, take a right turn. Daggone it. Now we got to make a U-turn because your dumb ass didn't make the right turn. You're like, I pity the fool who didn't turn the blinker on, or I pity the fool who didn't turn right. That would be hilarious for sure. So, coupons. I haven't been using too many of them. I do like to shop with coupons though, especially when going to like CVS. Um, Today we bought some adhesive tape. Went to CVS today. Uh, this was for my own. Ever since this whole like health scare, I'll be careful what I say. I guess these were on clearance for 92 cents. So we got some of these for our own. They're the breathable clear tapes, and they were normally like 369 or 399 for one roll, which was about 8 yards. Now I compared this to the regular rolls that are just packaged without the dispenser itself, and they're about the same price. But for 92 cents, I mean, hell, it's cheaper than the Dollar Tree at a dollar store, and you're not going to get this particular thing, I don't think. But yeah, we got 3 of those. So for the price of 3, which were the only 3 left, I got it cheaper than I would have paid for one. And I got that because I'm telling you, I've been telling my wife this for the longest time, and I'm going to just come straight out with you guys. I've been telling her something's going to happen ever since I watched the movie 28 Days, and I'm not trying to put the fear. It's just conversation. That movie 28 Days scared the living crap out of me. So did the Blair Witch Project. Okay, because when I saw it, I kid not, I saw it in the Middle East. I saw it on the VHS. Somebody took the time to record that crap on a VHS tape, making it the real deal. And I think that was before it even hit the market. There was a bootleg copy going around or something to that effect. It scared the living crap out of me because I thought that crap was like real. I slept with the freaking light on after that. That's truth. But with this whole 28-day thing concept with the spreading of, you know, saliva and air, and that's the real stuff, man. You know, I was looking at the history of these viruses that we've had in the last 15 years. In 2003, 2001, somewhere in that time frame, we had, you know, the swine, the H1N1, MRSA, whatever. You had it all, right? I'm just not going to go all into all details. You guys understand? There was a ton of it. It's going to kill us. You know, I honestly believe that there is an issue here. I get it, and there's always will be. But you know, like I listened to the reports by the CDC today, and it said that the most vulnerable people will be people over the age of 60. They will be more than likely sick and possibly could lead to a situation of expiring. Trying to use my words so the the aneurysm, the aneurysm, the analog computer doesn't on this. However, it did say that people that are in their 80s will be more than likely more vulnerable to expire. Anybody who is, and the president even said this today too, anybody who is showing symptoms of being under the weather with the symptoms, okay, look it up, to your knowledge, to stay home. So I'm thinking, you're giving free days off when you tell them that you're gonna like pay for their days if they're forced if they get contracted. And he also talked today too about the healthcare industry and how he contacted the big major ones. I mean, he was gloating all day long. I don't like talking trash about the commander in chief, but it just seemed like it was boasting about how well the economy was and how this and how that. It's like, okay, dude, get to the point. Talk about what's important right now. We know that you're trying to showboat a little bit, but now is not time, B. Simmer down. But he did mention that there was a conversation with some of the healthcare companies where they're trying to waive, or they will waive, the copays, things of that nature. I want to see that come through. I would like to see if that even is the case. Fortunately, we don't have a copay for the kids, and I don't have one with the VA unless I got to get prescriptions or something. So that's kind of nice. So anyway, yeah. So what else did we say we were going to talk about? So we talked about the eviction. We talked about the just a lot of stuff. The returns. We talked about we got to get through all this taxes. Got to get that done. Um, you know what? I'm not even going to spend time looking through all this rubbish. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to recycle this stuff though, and we need to say that. That's important. Oh, look. There you go. Look at that. That's art. I'm going to save that. McDonald's coupons. I need a cheeseburger like I need another hole in my body. I need to stop. Today, I've been really, look at that papaya, 59 cents. Hey, you know what? Let me show you something. In case you didn't know, I got blocked today or yesterday on an item for Easter on Amazon. It's been on Amazon for almost a year, and I was blocked. Whether a competitor went in and reported me, or Amazon just blocked me, I don't know. I don't know why. I was a little upset about that, but I got other fish to fry right now. I want to show you guys something. So here's one of my tricks. So here's an ad for a market. Okay, I want to show you a trick. I want to show you a trick with your phone on Amazon. You could do this at home, obviously, or in your garage, live on the chat. I haven't been really paying too much attention to the chat. So, Marie, sorry. Welcome, Star City Picker, Jen, Jeff, Justin, we already saw, Judging Mental Care, Forrest Gump. I know what love is, Jenny. My favorite part of Forrest Gump, I don't even know. Chris is in here. Hey, here you go. Where he comes back after beating the living tarnations out of that guy that's hanging around with Jenny and at that Black Panther party, right? He comes running back. He stands there at the doorway. He's like, they're made to break up your Black Panther party. And he runs away. Oh, shoot. I love that movie. Tom Hanks is such a great actor. I really truly believe that. He's probably in my top 3, Tom Hanks. Then there's Sean Connery, the movie The Rock, yeah, where he's like, there's 2 types of people in this world. There's winners and there's losers. Losers always do their best. But winners always go home and doink the prom queen. He says another word, but I don't know if it's quote word for word. So anyway, so what I do is I'll take an ad, and if I see something on sale, like I know I can't sell beer, okay, we're not going to get stupid here. I don't want to sell anything that's perishable because there's rules on that, and it's a little stricter when shipping. But don't disregard that. Okay, there's a hint tip there, a hit tip, just a tip, baby. There's just a little hidden tip there. Look into other options, but be mindful of how they're shipped. Okay, produce can be sold on Amazon in bulk. Yeah, you're probably saying, "Oh, I can't." Well, if you're in a region that you can, and here's the thing: there's a lot of things that I can get my hands on that I can sell on Amazon. That some of you people that are in the Midwest and on the East Coast and the northern part of the United States that have weather conditions that doesn't permit you to sell artichokes, jalapenos, almonds, whatever. I mean, I live in a state that they gouging me left and right. I'm getting doinked by a rhino right now with no lubrication. You just can't see it. Okay. But there's product here that I can actually send that I just don't have the constant resource be fulfilling with and going on and sourcing and doing that because I've got so much crap here. I've got so much responsibility in there. I'm out half the time. I'm a part-time reseller. I mean, if I could constantly do this full time, whew, and if I was single, whoo, baby, it's on to the break of dawn like Donkey Kong. I don't even know where that came from. Okay, so let me show you. So with an ad, and just to think, I haven't had any coffee today. I don't do drugs. Well, I do smoke a little bit. Cigarettes, that is. It's bad for you. It's going to give you cancer. I know. I have an occasional beer every now and again. I don't think you can have beer in the house. But my survival kit has whiskey. One of the things in my top 10 things to take when I go and I head for the hills is some whiskey and a couple bottles of wine, because if I'm going to take one for the team, I'm going to get drunk before I go. I'm on my way, Wilma. Here I come. Oh, who was it? Sanford's son? What was her name? No, it wasn't Wilma. All right. Back to what we're talking about. In case you didn't know. So I'm on Amazon. There's the app. And I'm going to scan a product from the ad. But you're like, well, Lobster, I didn't know you could do that. Oh, I bet you didn't. Now, here's the thing. It's got to be just right. So let's say we want to sell Donna Marie Nepalis. Okay. So what Nepalis is, if you don't already know this, is cactus. Hair cactus. It's the flat cactus that you see in like Coyote and Roadrunner show. Okay. It has a fruit on it that is very good, actually, by the way. But they also sell the paddles, I guess you would call them. So we're going to scan the image of that. And I'm going to say, okay, I can buy it. It doesn't show up, but it gives me a product ID. Okay. So it is, I don't know if you can see that, but it is on Amazon. There it is right there. So it doesn't come up with the image. So let's find something else okay, we got Donna Marie mole. What's a spicy chocolate or chicken? It's not, there's two of them. Hold on. Oh, something came up. Dun 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 dun. There it is. Mole, 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 holy moly, guacamole. See how easy that is? Now, I don't know if you know that, but that's what I do. So they're selling 2 for $5. We've got no restrictions. We got 1, 2, 3. Now we got to look at the size. It says 8.25 ounce jar. That one doesn't say it. It says Donna Marie Adobe. Not what the ad says. Okay, so you can get Donna Marie mole sauce pack of 3. Now, knowing what I know when it comes to chicken mole, my wife makes it not as often, but she does make it. One little jar is not going to do it. So this person is on it. Now, one jar is going to cost you $13.31 on Amazon. You can get it right now for $13.31, or you can get your lazy buttocks in your car and go to the store and get it for $5. What a deal! Or you can get 3 of them for $24.91. Ooh, what a special deal! See? Didn't even have to leave my house. Didn't even have to leave my house. And Justin wants to sell meat, so he's gonna drive around with a little Toyota pickup with a freezer from Kansas City. And we have those guys here, Justin. They sell supposedly quality Kansas City steaks and all kinds of cuts, and they have them in a freezer, like a chest freezer in the back of a truck. And what they'll do at night is they'll plug them in when they pull their trucks in. They plug them in, lock them, so wherever they're stationed at or wherever their home base is, they'll keep them. They'll keep the meats frozen, and then they drive around all day trying to sell them, going door to door. That's kind of crazy. So yeah. So there you go. That's how we do it there. Rhino love. I'm telling you, man, that rhino's something else. It's with the horn too. Don't even think I'm gonna fool with the thing in the back. So take note of that. You can scan your circulars or your shopping ads from your house in your chonies, which is Spanish for underwear, drinking coffee, and not even have to leave your house. So would I buy the mole? I don't know. Let's find out. I personally don't like to sell items in glass. Okay. And this stuff is messier than crap. I literally mean that. It's messier than crap. It's good as hell when you mix it with chicken, with the white meat, and the chicken. I honestly don't understand. I don't know the history of what and how it was created. I'm sure it was probably made because of a war or something, like nachos. Nachos was created for the American soldiers during the time that they were hanging out in Mexico. I forget which war it was in, but the story is this: is that some guys walked into a restaurant. The owner of the restaurant was about to close. He didn't have a whole lot of food left over. The guys were like, "Hey, I want something to eat," and the guy said, "Oh, I see what I can do." So he took some tortillas that he had and some cheese and some tomatoes and made some pico de gallo. He fried up the tortillas, made them into chips, and voila! There's where you got your tacos, or I'm sorry, your nachos. So let's see. So of the 3 listings, now you ask yourself, well, which ones do I choose? Well, personally, I wouldn't choose the one that's selling for 3 because there's no sales rank on it. So you got the first one, which I would look into. There is only 2 people selling on that one, and it's almost 800,000 on the sales rank. Okay. The second one doesn't have a sales rank. I would still look into it. That's already a 3 right there, which is not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. That's where Keepa.com comes in handy. And then you've got the bottom one, which is a lower sales rank, which tells me that's the one that's probably the most active. But someone who is like me knows that you're going to need more than 1 jar for a meal. That's 8 ounces. It's like a can of soda. That's not a lot if you're going to make a big portion on it, because it is something that is good hot once it's cooked and cold. And obviously, the next day, I personally think food is better when it's seasoned overnight, in the fridge or whatever. So I would look at that and go, okay, if I was to consume this by purchase, I would probably look for the 3-pack because it's only $24.91. Hold on, I'm pulling it up. Amazon's not in the market for it. There's only 2 sellers selling the 3-pack. And they don't have very good percentage. One's an 81%, one's a 91%. Okay, so here's a tip. You could buy it, send it in, and you could FBA it, and you would get the buy box on it. Because the one that has the buy box right now is an 81%. I thought there was a rule that you had to be a 90% or higher on Amazon to even get the buy box, but apparently not, because I'm seeing it with my own eyes. It's $24.91 is the buy box, and the one that has $24.91 is 81%. So I could get 3 of them for $24.91 shipped, or I could get one for $13.31 shipped. And I'm thinking I would probably go for the 3-pack because 2 of the 13s is $26 and change, right? And I'm already $2 over. Yeah, the same people. Yeah, one's different. One's at 98%. So there you go. There's a trick right there. I hope you learned something. Yeah, 7. I know. I don't understand it. I really think that I might have slipped and fell and lost like my memory. Let's see what else we got. So mole, I don't know. I mean, it's glass. We got New York steaks for $3.99 a pound, guys. $3.99 a pound. Stocking up on that. I like a T-bone steak better though. Papaya, 59 cents a pound. When was the last time you had a papaya? If you've ever had it, it's such a beautiful fruit, man. And they're so easy to grow too with the seeds. Oh, I hate these mental note, taking video diary. Avocados, 3 for $1, but they're like this big. Milk, 2 for $6. Ooh, what a deal. We buy so much milk. Look at that. Oh my God, this ad is so old. Look what I missed out on. T-bones, y'all, for $2.99 a pound. Woo. How long have we been on? We've been on for an hour. Well, you know what? I'm noticing the numbers are diminishing. Somebody else must be going on, and I am going to skip out. Slowly phase out this chat because I need to go to the market and get me a New York steak. I need to celebrate. Celebration. Let's see what else we got. Okay. Let's go over to Smart and Final. And we're going to scan some Progressive soup. Okay. Why soup? I don't know. But we're going to try it. And we'll see what the tuna is going for. 49 cents a can for tuna or 99 cents a can for soup. Let's see what we got. Got to buy 10 of the tuna and you got to buy 5 of the soup. Now, I know that Progressive soup is expensive. Let's see how it is on Amazon, man. So if you're not selling on Amazon, here you go. One of the tricks. I don't know of too many people that do this, but it's actually scanning the image of the product. And you don't have to scan, just like the eBay one, you don't have to scan the barcode. There's your soup. Okay. It scanned the chicken noodle. And we got traditional. And we got the... I like this creative way that they labeled this one. Okay, so you're always going to have the pantry one. And it's going to look like this. You can't even, the sales rank is really low. Don't even try it. It's not going to work. It's going to say restricted. It's going to say pantry. Okay. Don't even waste your time. That's Amazon or a direct link to the manufacturer. There is a ton of these on here. So you have Progresso traditional tortilla soup, which is not the item. Traditional chicken tortilla soup, pack of 12. That definitely is not it. You got a pack of 6, which nobody's selling it right now. So you could buy 5. I don't see a 5 yet. Hold on. You could do the 6 one. Okay, it's got 35,000 out of 1 million in food. I'm telling you, a bolo right now. Cans of soup. If you can find it cheap, I can get it 99 cents right now. And I could sell it right there. 35,000 pack of 6. You're gonna have to buy a few 10 packages. Or no, that's 5. You must buy 5 to get it at $1. That's the lowest one. and nobody's on it. Nobody's selling it. You could set your own price. One can, 18.5 ounces. One can, if you can see it, 12.88 for a can of soup. For a can of soup, guys, 12.88. I don't know if you thought about it, but there you go. There's just a ton of. Let me just show you, and this is kind of deterrent. Oops, hold on. I really hate when that happens. So I wouldn't mind selling cans of soup. I sell cans of other things, and this is a good deal because this is an expensive soup, but I don't eat it anymore because it's so loaded with sodium. Okay, so the very first one, there's nobody on it. It has they must have just sold out. So 39,000 sales rank, the very top one. Look at the reviews on that. Almost 2,200 reviews. People are talking about soup right now. That would be the ad I would hit. But see, that says 19 ounces. Take note. Make sure the can reflects that, because some of them say 18.5. You could sell 10 cans of clam chowder. Ooh, clam chowder. My favorite. But you need approval. Yeah. You need approval to sell that. You gotta get approved to sell New England clam chowder. But chicken noodle soup, you don't need it. Okay, let's see. Maybe it does. It doesn't even say it's restricted. Ah, see? Selling eligibility. You need approval to sell products in grocery. Ha! I don't need approval. I already have it in grocery. Maybe because I'm not logged in. Well, we just got approval. Again, that's what it looks like when you get auto approved. Okay. I can do it from the phone. Sometimes you can't do it from the phone. Um, it's weird that it's doing that because I'm already selling products. I literally have a shelf full of food right there, and it's amazing to me that sometimes Amazon is that's doing this. Now it's saying there's an error. Yeah, this congratulations, you're selling an application for a brand. It hasn't been approved. So that's the brand. So I can sell now a Progressive soup. Awesome. Yeah. Now it doesn't say it requires approval. So there you go. You just witnessed it right there on live. We're going to the store, but this is probably an old ad. Yep. Today's the 11th, March 3rd. We skipped out. But there you go. I can keep an eye out for that now. So if you're not selling in food, see this guy. If you're not selling in food, you should look into it. You should consider it. Look at this. Chicken noodle soup, diversion can, safe metal piggy bank. Great idea. But it's 1.3 million in sales rank. Piggy bank. Now, here's mine. There's my conversion. I learned that from Grandpapa. Now let's see how much they're charging you for a can that you can put something in. $12.99 plus $4.99 ship. Hey Gary, what's going on, bud? Yeah, 489. 489 is the norm, Jeff. For the Progresso cans, I keep an eye on it, and I'm just yeah, 17.98. I am always wanted to sell it, but in the Canadian market. But I try to look for. I'm telling you guys all my tips. But hey, whatever. I'll be more than happy to compete with you. Because it's a free market, right? The idea though is to find something like that and think about like where could you sell it the best. Like you probably would like can't think of like a special soup. Chicken noodles common, tomatoes common, mushrooms common. Those are the ones that people cream of mushroom, cream of chicken, tomato, and chicken. Those I would say those are the top four most common cans that people would probably be looking for. So I'd probably buy a couple of those because you'd use the chicken, cream of chicken for sale, for cooking. The cream of mushroom would be used, especially around the holidays. So I would stock up on that. And then when doing that, look for the dates on these cans. Pay attention to those dates. I'm all about consumer dates. And I did a little blurb in one of the chats about that. The best buy, best used by. There's three different ones. One is to tell the retailer when to pull it from the shelf. Best used by. The other one is best sell by date. Like you got like that's for your perishables. And then you've got your other one, best used or whatever, that tells the manufacturer's telling you as a consumer that that's the best that it's going to be at that point, and beyond that, it's going to diminish. So I look at every date. We bought the little traveler applesauce packs for the kids. They were on a steal of a deal with the grocery store today, and I bought a bunch of them for them so that they could take them in their lunches or take them, as snacks or whatever. And I'm looking at the dates. I'm pulling from the back. We did that today with the Alfredo sauce. It was unbelievable. Kids love Alfredo. This house consumes a hell of a lot of pasta, and I'm like, we have like pasta for days, and the white sauce is like everyone's favorite. So the dates are important, and we have jars of Prego Alfredo, which we probably should make and can ourselves. But it was so cheap that it was like five something for like five jars. I was like, I can't pass that up, and they're good for a whole year. So the dates are everything. So in something like that with the soups, I mean, I would look. I mean, let me see, Progresso chicken. I mean, somebody give me an what is it? Wedding soup, the Italian wedding soup. I don't care for um, like maybe chicken and dumplings or something. Something that's not common is what I'm trying to get at. So maybe you could find something that isn't sought after, and if you could spend only $1 and you bought maybe five, 10 of them or whatever, you spent $10. Because if you spend 4.89 for one can and you buy two, that's like damn near almost $10. If you can get them on a deal like that and you can have them for a year and they don't freaking sell, then you can consume them. You're gonna have a soup cook off. That's how I see it. That's how I do it. Gumbo. Yes, Justin. Justin nailed it. Prime example. Gumbo. Now, that's something that not everybody has a knack for. Clam chowder is another one. There's some people that have liking for the white and the red. You could buy maybe just the white. If it's something that you can palate later on, gumbo, I could eat that all day long. That's perfect. Thanks, Gary. Appreciate them. I'll let you know, brother. We got to get that house settled up first. It's going to be the house is going to be in Chula Vista, east of the 805 there. So I'm not looking forward to that. I'm hoping that's where we're going to be. So we're going to be in that area. So I'm praying. I'm not, like I said, I'm not happy about it because I have obligations where I live now in this area for work, and I have a routine. I have a route, and it's going to be a little troubling at first because we're so set in a routine, and to be able to have to uproot, I'm easy at doing. But to get in the groove of things and adjusting the time tablets that we've got, because of getting up at 5, going through the routine, coming back, getting kids out the door. It's like home alone every morning. Like, oh my god, we lost a kid somewhere. Where's everybody at? And then it's not until later, early morning that we can settle down and start paying attention on things. That's why this is always mess, because just never have time. And I'm a night owl and I don't sleep. And yeah, so I'm not looking forward to it. And my wife's like, "Well, I'll just come and get you." Like, no, you're gonna drop me off to wait for one of the kids, and then I'm gonna be fending for myself, like 20 miles away, trying to figure out how to get back home to get to the post office to get to my orders. She wants me to take the things for Amazon and eBay and put them in a storage unit. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's not gonna work because I have to do that every day. And some days, there's zero. Some days there's more than zero. Um, Lately it hasn't been that much, but it's just the point of thinking. We spent the money today to get the Cadillac up and running, which I'm thinking ahead, like, okay, it needs to be done. I had to get it done, or it would have kept costing me more money. And the $750 I spent to have that damn thing registered killed me today. But hopefully nothing happens more to it. I'm a little concerned about the power steering. It does still leak a little bit. We never really fixed the power steering. So when the car broke down, the day the fuel pump went out, I'm wrenching on the wheel and I'm pushing that thing and I'm muscling that thing to the side. And I pushed that baby all the way home because I was literally like 2 blocks away. I could have called AAA, but here's my thought. When I broke down in that cold Sunday morning on my way to the flea market, realized that the amount of time that it's going to take AAA to show up to where I'm at and get me to where I got to be, I can take this thing and turn it around and push it home 2 blocks. And I had a huge puddle of power steering fluid that exploded. So I'm thinking when I wrenched under the wheel, it created like no escape because the motor wasn't running, so it wasn't pushing the belt, which wasn't pushing the pulley, and it just like maybe pressurized all the fluid out of the weep hole, if there is a weep hole. And I've looked at it, I filled it. I think there's a leak somewhere, and it might be in the line or a seal connector. So we've got a pan under it. We're watching it, but I'm gonna work on that tomorrow with the car and charge up the battery and take her to the smog and see how she rides. I've driven her a few times since I fixed it. I'm just paranoid now because if I was to drive her today to where I work, it's only blocks away, literally. And I would only drive her at night because then it would give me that sense of security of knowing that at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning coming home from work, um, I'm at least in the car. I don't. My area is okay, but anywhere, I mean, I don't know. People are just weird sometimes. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. But now that we're going to be moving possibly further away because of economic, geographical areas, I guess you could say. And this is amazing to me. Like where we live, it's gotten so expensive, but the houses are still dumps. Granted, we live next to the water, but it was one of the last places on earth, at least in this area, where you could get affordable housing. Um, and it wasn't because, like, oh, I want to live next to the ocean. You would expect to pay a little more for living next to the ocean. But it was kind of like one of those sleepy kind of areas that just said, nah, we're not really too worried about it. And all of a sudden, they started pushing in this commercialized property in here. And everyone's like, wow, we could get that much. And then the military, and it's just all these factors. But now I'm getting possibly a 2-story, double the size. I mean, and it's only going to be a few bucks more, more than I can afford. But I need to buy. I really do. I need to move to another state. I need to use my VA loan. I need to buy a house. Um, Something. I don't know. I can't live in California much longer. I don't think it's too expensive. Getting too expensive for sure. Massachusetts. I might just do that. I might just go there and put an RV in your backyard for about a day or a year. Dude, I guarantee you we'll have one hell of a huge bonfire. For sure. Yeah. Pack your trailer. Best schools out here with for the car. Yeah. Yeah. I know, I'm happy for you, dude. I'm happy for you. I'm glad. I've always wanted one of those cars. I had a 1976 Dodge Duster which had the same similar front end as the Charger did, but it was the back that was a little different. And I love that thing. And the only thing, it was primer gray. It was when I was in high school. I had three cars. I had a 71 Chevy C10, I think it was, long bed. Wasn't the short bed, it was a long bed. Then I had the 72 Cadillac DeVille, brown with doo-doo brown interior. No, doo-doo brown exterior, cafe latte kind of leather. It was slick, man. That thing was a beauty. Then I had a 76 Dodge Duster. I love that one. I hated it though. Good night. Good night, Judgmental Care. USA. Yeah. Yeah. The only thing that sucked about that is when I was living up in Washington, it rained a lot up there. The heater coil on that thing went out and it would get really foggy inside the car. So when it rained, you couldn't really roll down the window and get the ventilation circulating. Yeah. My favorite car, though, I had two of them in my life. 1995 Land Rover Discovery. I had that recently. I lifted it, flat black paint, tore out all the plastics, had the inside Reinald. I put a little bit of a lift on it, had a custom metal, militarized, yeah, militarized front bumper on it. Had it decked out, and I paid $1,500 for the car, and I sold that babe for $4,500. Simply Dana, what's going on? But I sold it because I had to make the rent, and this was probably 2012, 2013, somewhere in there. And then my other one, that my favorite car that I had was a 1969. Well, now I have to say three. 1969 Buick Sport Wagon, station wagon, dude. It had the moon roofs in the back. It was like a light powder blue, all original. Not one thing on it was different from the day it came off the road, other than it was just old. And then my other one that I had was a 72 Chevy pickup that I traded for a 2002 green Discovery Land Rover, which was taken by one of my ex-wives. And I miss my green truck because it was completely redone. The motor, the suspension, everything. Uh, yeah, that was a tough day when I had to get rid of that. But I got rid of her because I was wanting a family vehicle, and I fixed that Discovery with a $42 part from AutoZone. That was a air plunger that's like evened out the gas and the air mixture. Land Rover wanted like, I don't know, like $400 for it, and I got it at AutoZone, a very similar part that fits in like Chevys, and we did a crossover, and it was $42. Couldn't believe it, dude. That was amazing. I missed that car too. I still have the keys and the title to that. I don't know how she got rid of it. She actually had it towed. Because the car was locked. She towed it and took all my stuff. She took my guns and everything. Crazy, crazy women's. Now my wife is pushing me to sell the Cadillac and the trailer. It's like you work so hard to get these things, and I feel your pain on when you had to get rid of your cars, but you work so hard to get this stuff so you can provide entertainment, you can provide accessibility, you can provide resources, and it's good to have when you have to sell it quick. But it's whether the market is willing to accept it, isn't it? I don't know. All right, so I think we're gonna go shortly. So Dana, saw your taco video, love it. So let's see, Justin, we saw the car, we saw the clean out. Yeah, right. Dana, the taco one. I can see who else. Are you getting rid of the caravan, Jess? Or you still got that? Does that minivan even work? Store the trailer. I know. That's what I keep telling her. And I've got a place where I can put it temporarily at a buddy's house, but I wouldn't want to overextend my stay with him. Um, and what I would do is it would be like yeah, it could run. What I was thinking of doing is, are you gonna get rid of it? Needs a dash cluster. Oh yeah. Well then, are you gonna sell it? How much is a dash cluster? What is that? A town and country, Plymouth? What does a dash cluster cost? Maybe what, $75? Free. Ooh, ooh. You just don't have the time to do it, huh? $70, yeah. That's what I figured. Would you be able to get it? I mean, what could you get for it if that's the only downside to it? What? What? Let me guess. It's probably, I'm gonna say $1,200. But then you got salt and rust issues over there too. So I don't know. It might be worth more than here. It's like we put on more miles. Got to pull the dashboard. Yeah, that may not be an easy task. When you pull the dashboard, you have to take out the windshield to get the. You got to take out the windshield to get the foam top part out because of the bolts that hold it. That could be a pain in the ass. It might not be worth it. What you can do is sell it and say, do yourself a favor and don't even look at the steering wheel part. Just put your hands on there and look out the window. You know what I mean? Oh, shoot, bro. After you parted it out though, but then it's still sitting there, and I know what you're going through with that right now because I know from my own experience. You know what? This is what $400 gets. Either is my eyebrow higher? I don't know. Maybe it is. Like, oh, I know exactly what you're going through. Yep. Well, we got auto approved for Progresso soup tonight, and didn't even have to go to the store. Let's see what else we can get auto approved for. Huh? Only 15 people are going to know that secret. All right. I do know that Kellogg's is a restricted cereal. Oh, you know what? We didn't do chicken of the sea. Chicken of the sea. So, oh, so what did you do last night? Oh, I watched Lobster scan his grocery ads with his phone to get approval on Amazon. All right, chicken of the sea. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, chicken of the sea, and we get 3 blind mice. What the hell is that even all about? Doesn't always work. There we go. Chicken of the sea. 12 ounce. What the heck is that? Are you kidding me? All right. This right here. Look at this. All right. So here we've scanned the 12-ounce can. These are 5 ounces. Okay. The ad is scanning. This is what you have to pay attention to. So the ad is for 5-ounce cans. Okay, it's your standard can of tuna, I believe. 49 cents a can of tuna. It's a good deal. You gotta buy 10 of them. It's worth 150 scrap or 1,000 if running. 1,000 if running. No, in California. Now here's the secret that I'm gonna do. Can't believe I'm gonna even admit to this. If I cannot get the Cadillac smog tomorrow, if it does not pass, there's 2 types of smogs in the state of California. The whole smog thing over here. Now we're getting started again. Okay. I really am frustrated with the way things ran around here. It's like price gouging after price gouging after price gouging. And here's a prime example. Okay. Let me just go back to $39.95 for one can of 12-ounce tuna. Factor that in. How big is 12 ounces? Less than a pound, right? A little bit bigger than a can of soda. Really? Really? Because this is Amazon.com. So I'm going to say this. Really, America? Really? $40 for one can of tuna? I don't get it. I just don't get it. Morons! There, said it. I would be ashamed as a seller. Okay. Now, mind you, I sell items like that. I buy cheap and I sell, but I don't sell it to the point where I'm gouging out both of your eyeballs. I'm only gouging out maybe the eye booger and a lash or two, maybe a little bit of the lid. I don't know. But, we just got slammed for this whole gouging of products to prevent germs from growing. That's taking out people because of masks and other items that go along with that. And I want to say, there's been some issues with that, and people are taking advantage of the situation. Here we got some guy, girl, company, whatever, selling a can of tuna for $40. And Amazon's like, okay. And hey, the name, it has the word cheaper in it. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. Look it up. Chicken of the sea, chunk like tuna in spring water, 12 ounces, $39.95. And they've got the word cheaper in their name. Now, is that price gouging? Of course it is. Is it what the market's willing to pay? At 275 and two 275,765, he's probably, or they're probably, if they're the only one, they're probably selling a can of that every 3 months. I would say with that sales rank. Now, why are they selling it for $39.95? Well, there is literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 listings on Amazon for the tuna. He's the only one at 12. You have another one that doesn't specify. They're selling 12 cans of tuna for $30, which is still pricey. You can go to Costco and get it for like $10. It's like $10. Or you can go, or you could have went, or we could have went to Smart and Final before the ad closed. Got 10 for $4.90. Okay, that's a hell of a deal. That's the 5-ounce cans, though. Okay. All right. So the lowest, the best actually is the 12 count for $30. They got one guy selling 12 cans for $39.99. Let's see. Let's make it more obvious here. Very top one there. $29.99 for 12 cans. Okay. It's not the greatest deal in town. You're paying 3 times the amount of what you would probably, a little bit more. You got shipping. You got 5-ounce times 12 is 50. So you've got probably 1632, 48. You've got about 4 pounds sitting there. So that's going to cost you about $7 to $10, say, depending on where it's going. So he's buying it for like 10 and he's selling it for 20 and he's shipping it for 10. Yeah, he's doubling his money on a good day. Here's another one. Going to see chunk light tuna and water food service pack. Okay, this can is a little bit bigger. It's the big ones, the 65 and a half ounce can. Okay, that's a big freaking can right there, and it's $17. That's your restaurant can. That would be your best. That would be your best deal. If you're having a bunch of tuna, you could get, and there's a listing issue. If you see, it says package quantity 6. Somebody wasn't paying attention. So I could dispute that and say, oh, I should have gotten 6 of these because it says quantity, right? Somebody not going to have a good day. Let me see if they're newcomers. Requires approval. Let's see who's selling. You got one person who's new, and the other 2 look pretty seasoned based upon their reviews. But it's got a good sales rank. It says you have requested for approval to sell a grocery. See, this all goes down to the branding. We're going to sell, let's see. Yeah, see, now here we trying to request approval again in grocery, and we got this. So you should always try to request it whenever you get this little prompt on the product. Here it says request approval. You never know, because in the Progresso we got approved, but the Chicken of Sea we didn't. They want us to have a invoice from a distributor. So this is how I increase my abilities to sell, and I can do my research, and I can find out how much cans of tuna are really going for. And if you really think about it, in the winter months, when tuna isn't really accessible in areas like in San Diego. I mean, we used to be one of the largest tuna industries in the world, and I think now Australia might be in there. Hey Tracy, how are you? Brittany Sells, how are you? 15 Lounge, Kevin, what's up, bro? So with the it's a tuna going up like that, I mean, why not buy it when it goes on sale in the winter, or maybe in the fall? Checking the dates, making sure excuse me, making sure the dates are jiving. You can mark it up a little bit because people are going to want their cans of tuna. Um, Now here we could get albacore, we could get yellowtail, we could get big eye, blue eye, we can get all the skipjack we want, and it's relatively cheap in the late spring, early summer when the water starts warming up. You can go down to the fish market, and get that stuff pretty good deal. But yeah, what was that? $40 for a 12-ounce can of tuna? Somebody's smoking something, man. That's crazy. But hey, whatever. So we learned that. Let's see what else we can get approved on Amazon. All right, so we're not going to sell cheeses. We're not going to sell turkey meat. Here we go. How about some? Well, I sell that. I'm not going to show you that. Oh, here you go. Here's a very competitive market right here. I'm about to share with you. Coffee. Coffee. So, from the comfort of my home, without having to get into my car and waste gas, or walk for that matter, I'm going to see if I can sell Folgers instant coffee. All right. So, if I was to go on to the store, I could have gotten the instant brand coffee for $8.99. Decaf is usually the ones I hunt for because for some reason you can get more for those. Just a little tip. Why am I selling you that? Because I've made enough money on coffee. Moving on. I go for the discontinued products though. All right, so baby. 16 ounce club size classic decaf, $93. Oh my god. Here's what I found on the web. Oh, thank you, Google. You're awesome. Great timing. Um, let's see. 12 ounce for $16.99. So they're just doubling there, but that's decaf. $12.99. 45. All right, here you go. Here's what I'm trying to prove. So you're at home, you're in your underwear, okay? You're rubbing your titties with green jello, and you're scanning your grocery ads, and you're like, what product can I sell today on Amazon? Well, you might be gated in some areas, and you might be gated in others, and not. All you have to do is just go through the process on your phone. You saw today, we got instantly approved for Progressive Soup, but we got denied in Chicken of the Sea, which is fine with me. I don't care. I'm not going to charge someone $39.95 for a 12-ounce can of tuna. Would I? No, I wouldn't do that. It just doesn't seem right. It seems like ludicrous to me. So here's a prime example. So I told you that I look for coffee. I look for decaf. Why do I look for decaf coffee? Because people like decaf coffee. And people drink a lot of instant. And I can't stand instant, but I'll drink it because it's convenient. But this is why. Look at the decaf. Look how many people are selling it. 7 people. Okay. $16.99. It's not the greatest deal in town. Okay. So for $8.29. It's the 16-ounce jar, right? It says 12 ounces. Whoops. It says 12 ounces up there. So it's a little smaller. So you got to be careful with the purchases and what you're putting on Amazon. But look at the regular one. There's the 16 ounce. Look how many people are selling that. 45 people, y'all, for $12.99. The price is tanked. It wouldn't even make any money. So why would you sell that? You wouldn't. You'd be stupid if you did. You really would. Unless you got it for like $3. But even then, when you're competing with 43 other people, and let's take a look. So it's got a 62,000 sales rank on it. Okay, the cheapest one is $14.49. The most expensive is $43. Okay, so let me tell you what this guy down here is doing. This $43 guy. You know what he's doing? He's selling it somewhere, somehow, some way. And when someone orders it, I'm gonna say it. You ready? Drop shipping. And someone orders it from him, he goes up to the new person at the top who's selling it for $14.49, buys it from them. He's making a killing. And then that person is sending it. What is he making? He's probably making about 20 some dollars in profit. Doesn't even have the product in hand. Scoundrel. Huh. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't be selling Folgers 16-ounce instant coffee. I would be going after the decaf. There's only 7 sellers on it. Let's see. That's the benefit of scanning the images versus the barcode. You can get both varieties. If I scan the UPC code, I would only have gotten that one product. So on the decaf one, it's got a little higher sales rank, so you'd probably sell one, maybe one every month and a half. Okay, it's the 12 ounce. I don't think it's the smaller of the 16. I would want to sell the 12 ounce. You know why? Shipping. First class. 16 ounce. Where's that going to put you? That's in the flat rate box right there. That's $7 plus right there, right off the bat. Boom, boom. You spent $8 and change, and then $7 and change. You're already in the hole, son. Plus fees, you're already in the hole, son. So at least at 12 ounce, you're gonna get $3 to $4 ship. You got to get that at a better price, though. That's probably not the best place to get this. So there you go. See what you learned? Man, you're this far into it. An hour and 45 minutes. He's just now tips. Yeah. Free knowledge. Free knowledge. And where did I go? Nowhere. I'm all like wandering around inside. But we didn't go nowhere. We didn't go to the store. I didn't hold your hand and say, "Oh, look, this is how we think. What can we do with this? Why? Oh, we need this. That's registration for the car." And there's our day pass. So nice of her to give me 2 day passes in case I get lost. Jeez. All right, so we got coupons, topicals. I want to see if we can sell topicals. Topicals are products that you. Here's what's funny. Okay, if you don't sell on Amazon, or if you do sell on Amazon, you might find this entertaining, or you might find this shocking. So I can sell food that you can put in your body and you can consume, and it's totally all right as long as I comply with the rules and regulations set forth by Amazon and its platform. However, I cannot at any time sell topicals. Topicals are things that you put on your top, on your body. You rubbing green jello on your boobies. So you got to have authorization to sell products that you have to put on your skin. Okay, so you say. But some products that you can sell on Amazon that you ingest, you don't need permission. And when you do need permission, it's because either the manufacturer or the distributor is like, no, this is an exclusive product for us. We're going to do it like Kellogg's. Kellogg's is like, no, we're selling our own stuff on your platform and no one else is allowed to sell it. And Amazon says, okay, no problem. It's going to come to a point. Here's my idea of all this Amazon stuff. A lot of things could happen, right? Like you got all these box stores that are going under. And then you got Burlington that just keeps popping up. Too fast, too quick. Something's going to happen. It's going to break the system. It's going to break its own system. Now, it depends on people to go shopping. What's going to happen to the economy? And I'm going off on a tangent here. What happens to the economy when the current situation gets worse? Everyone's going to be shopping online. So sales should go up, in my opinion. But if they're sick, I mean, there's people that are going to be monitoring. They're going to have to be stuck inside too. I don't know. I mean, I'm just thinking. Now, the whole idea of like this store and online shopping and where we're going to go, I don't even know where I'm going with this right now. Oh, I hate that. Oh, I was so there too. And then I got off on the tangent. Um, Hold on. Oh, Amazon. So these companies like Kellogg, for instance. So with these stores going under, and then some of the products that we are immune to buying and purchasing, these manufacturers are going to be like, why don't we just sell directly to Amazon to get the online shopper? Because that's where the majority of the shopping's being done, at least with that platform. I mean, they make up what, 40, 60% or something like that, or 40%. They make up damn near half. Let's just say half to make it simple. Um, of the shopping experience on the internet. Now, here's my thought. I mean, online shopping is great for people that get snowed in, great for people that are quarantined, great for people that are overseas that want to have American products, great for people that live in Alaska, Canada, for areas in the Midwest and parts of the country where it's rural, convenient, in the suburbs, it's convenient to have it dropped off at your house. You don't have to get in your car. You don't have to make line. You don't have to stand there and look at an empty shelf because everyone's gone toilet paper crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, here's the thing. Walmart isn't the only gosh damn store in the world, y'all. CVS is not the only store. I walked over to the Vons, the grocery store here. It's linked Safeway, Farmer John's, or whatever the hell it's called. Toilet paper aisle completely eliminated. I don't understand it. Paper towels were there, and I'm thinking, man, if I gotta go to the bathroom, I'm using me some paper towels. Might feel like sandpaper, but at least I know it's clean. Now, I took my wife this, and she looks at me. She goes, "Amor, what happened to all of the toilet paper?" I said, "Babe, did you know that if you have to be locked up into your house you're going to need toilet paper. She's like, for what? To clean. Oh, that's ridiculous. Why? And I went on to telling her, I'm like, well, the news went on expressing that, you need to stock up on water, you need to stock up on this and that and the other. She goes, that is stupid. And as we're walking by the toothpaste, she's like, why aren't all these people buying the toothpaste? Because they have yucky mouths to begin with. They should be buying the toothpaste. Doesn't tell them. Well, she already does, but she doesn't sound like that. But she had a point. It's like, why are they buying all the toilet paper? It's like, okay, so all these people who are going to be supposedly feared of being locked up, they're going to have a ton of toilet paper and water. So they're going to not worry about any of the food. And I did notice too in my journeys of preparing myself for just everyday searches that I have, and rubbing alcohol is one of the things that I needed in my evacuation kit, and I've been having a really hard time finding it. For some reason, it's resorted to that. But here's the thing. Here is the thing. So the media came out and said everyone should stock up on certain items, water and toilet paper, and maybe some other things. And then the Walmart, Costco, all those stores are completely wiped out. CVS today had a ton of toilet paper. I bought some Florida toilet paper just to say that I bought toilet paper during the crisis of 2020. I just did it. Just so I spent $3.99. It was like the really thin stuff that we don't buy. We usually buy the Scots because it's thicker. We go through a lot of toilet paper here, and we get it at Costco. But it's like I went and bought that, thinking, okay, I can say I at least bought it during the crisis. So it's the food that you really need to stock up on, and bleach. Nobody's buying the bleach. There's a ton of bleach. I went to CVS and it was 99 cents for a huge bottle. Let me show you. So I got lemon scented. I got the regular scented. And I even bought some of the floral bleach for the washing machine. I got this for cleaning. I think we bought 4 bottles of this, and we bought 3 or 4 bottles of the regular ones for 99 cents. I mean, how that's bigger than the 99-cent store. This is 1 complete gallon. This is normally $2.99 for the knockoff brand. In my opinion, bleach is bleach, right? Now, according to our commander in chief today, amongst all of the other things that he said in between his snorts, he said that we should wipe down commonly used areas. Well, what are you going to wipe it down with? Bleach. Everyone's going and buying the wipes, the disinfectant wipes. Well, here's our plan. I went and spent 99 cents per gallon of bleach. I have a ton of it. We go through a ton of it anyway. I'm gonna have to amp up my cleaning duties at my other place at the restaurant, so we can, be a little safer there too. But I'm thinking a diluted container of water with a rag, and making sure that the dishes are, because we have like a tub in the sink that I need to put back in there to conserve water. In case you didn't know, California was having a water crisis, and I still kind of enforce it here at the house. It actually has saved me, not recently, but it had saved me when I did it $35 a month in water consumption, just in that sink alone. So that $2 investment that I bought at the thrift store, I bought 4 of them. So I spent a whopping $8. I don't know what the wife did. The first one, she poked holes in it. The second one is sitting out into the patio. She's like, she keeps sending me these messages like, "Do not want your white basin in my sink," because she likes to stand there and just wash, and she tries to conserve, but there's waste. There's waste there regardless. But it's a $35 a month savings. That's over $1 a day. Am I going to cry about it? It adds up over time. When we do need it the most, it's never going to be there. I feel so much better now. But all we're going to do is use the bleach and the water, and we're going to wipe things down as we go. Go through the house, wipe down the counter, wipe down the doorknobs. I'm not going to do that with the car. We'll use the wipes with that. But, those wipes are going to go quick. So I told the wife, I said, listen, why don't we do this? Because of the hand thing, have that, basin full with just a little bit of bleach. So when the kids put their dishes in there, it's soaking in the soap, it's soaking in the bleach. You can then transfer the water out, add more hot water to it with soap, and wash it off, and then rinse it into the sink and go that route. So that's what we're going to practice with that, so we can kind of prevent anything from being spread amongst the flatware, wiping down everything. Um, I just think it's a for me it's a better one. It's a make your own hand sanitizer. That's why the alcohol. Uh, uh, uh. People were desperate, and all of a sudden became like Mojave Desert Trailer Park chemists. That's why we couldn't find the rubbing alcohol. They're making their own hand sanitizer. Yeah, vinegar is very good. Uh, yeah, CVS is a ripoff, but I do like going there and shopping and taking advantage of their clearance. I do take advantage of their clearance. Like this, all this stuff here. This is all from CVS, and this is from Vaughn's. The little. So see here, so much stuff I got to do. I paid like $1 for these. These little pretty ponies that have candy in them. I scanned them, and they're not on Amazon or on eBay. And these are surprise animals. There's 15 of these. These were $1.50. So here's what's going to happen. If I can't sell these, Easter. I got 4 kids, and I got 2 birthdays. And I know a 4-year-old that will love her daddy to death if he hooks her up with some surprise animals package. She loves opening up those little things with the LOL dolls and stuff. Those aren't really the LOLs, but she'll get a kick out of that. Let's see what else. What else? Well, you guys learned a tip today. Oh, we got to go to the post office. We learned a very important tip today. Hopefully, you can take that and apply it. Oh, look at this. Internet, Cox, $19.99. We pay $89.99. $90 just for the freaking internet. And this is marketed for English and Spanish speaking. For speeds up to 10 megabytes per second, though. 1-year agreement. That's the introductory one. I think we need that one now, do we? No, sir. Well, I think I'm going to go, guys. I got to get through this paperwork, and I need some music. But hopefully we learned some stuff today. I know, right? I need to find a God. There's so many things I need to do. And the move is going to be good for me. See ya, bro. See, thanks for coming in, Johnny. One of these days I'll have you back on the show. I just didn't do StreamYard because we're getting close to our hours, and I think I have just like maybe an 8-hour bit left. But I think doing the move, it's going to be a good like life enema if you want to just kind of put it in that kind of mindset. And we're not taking the only thing we're taking from the living room is the TV and the TV mount. And the house that we're moving to has like a TV nook, and I don't even want to put that in there. I don't know. It may not even fit. I'm not taking the dining room table and chairs. I'm not even going to take the beds. We're going to sleep on the floor. I don't care. I'm doing everything new because here's what I'm thinking. The property that I have the sectional that's here, it's fabric, and with the moisture in the air, and we might even have to get rid of the cats. Mom kind of brought that to the kids today, and that's going to be tough because it's tough for me because I've kind of grown attached to one of them already. She's so like fragile. She follows me around everywhere I go. The other one, the male one, he's scared of me because he's a freaking little shit. Um, he's always eating her food. He'll like go and munch on his, and he's like me. Like, what else is there to eat? But he goes and he like nudges on her food, and she's like so skinny, and he's turning into the basic tomcat. He's gonna be all fatty, but I'm gonna miss the little dudes. We're gonna move eastward from here. We're still staying in the same town, just we're gonna be moving to a bigger place. Yeah, we're gonna be moving to Justin's backyard. That's right, and we're gonna be doing videos at the auction. So, dude, I got so excited the other day. I watched Spencer's Confidential, I think it's called, with Mark Wahlberg in it, and it had some other good actors too. Basically good cop, bad cop kind of a thing. And towards the end, they're in Boston, and the whole thing was filmed in Boston. And towards the end, they go and they have like this little reunion of their team that they had, of friends or whatever. And it said right across the screen that shows like this restaurant on the water, and it says lobster with the STH or STAH, lobster. And I was like, I was trying to pause it, and I was eating it at the same time. I was like, oh shit. I was going to take a picture of it and put it on Insta, and I might still do that. I just thought it was cool. I just really did. And then they're sitting there, and his girlfriend's sitting there eating lobster, and she's got all this lobster in her mouth, and she's like, oh yeah, blah. She can't even understand what she's saying because one of the accent and the food. What the hell was that? But yeah, that was cool. Good movie to watch. It's called Spencer Confidential on Netflix. Yeah, but it had an H, lobster or lobster or whatever, STAH at it. But I like. I'm gonna do the coffee mugs, the LOBSTA. And I'm gonna put you need a little lobster in your life or something like that. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And then I want to do a t-shirt, Justin. Here's an idea. I'm going to share this with you. I wanted to do a t-shirt commemorating your bonfires and Big Ricky. I wanted to do like one that says time to burn and then just do 420 on it. I don't indulge, but then have like an image of you at a bonfire, maybe an outlet of a bonfire or something. So I still haven't figured it out, but I thought that it's subliminal, obviously. I'm not saying I'm promoting that sort of behavior, but it's just, it ties into what you do. And then, have one with the Big Ricky challenge. You got to get, here's an idea. I don't know if you have it already, but you need to get Big Ricky his own Instagram. Yeah, you need to get on the social networking wagon, and start taking, just a shot with your phone to get your Instagram thing going, and work on that if you can. Uh, if you need a phone or whatever, just I think that would be comical. You could hashtag Big Ricky every single time when it comes to the challenges of smashing. Yeah, yeah, right. Or you could do that. Yeah, charge people a fee. You know, I think Big Ricky he needs to be publicized. We need to put him on a shirt. You know, Big Ricky. Don't be messing around with the big sludgy. So, let's see what else can we chit chat about. Huh? This is what scares me about moving to like the Midwest. Right here, not the snowman making, but the elements that make a snowman. Snow. I don't want to be dealing with that. But I mean, if I was to be in an environment where I was with my family and it wasn't so stressful all the time, probably be worth it. You know, I don't know, it worries me. Like we went today when we went to the bank and we were talking to the representative at the bank, and I was asking her, I was like, "Well, what are my options?" Because I'm contemplating on what I was trying to do was take my two credit card balances and combine them into one loan, into one lump sum. What's today's date? The 11th. And combine them into one loan, which would be overall still the same, but it would be putting a deadline on the loan itself. It would be for 60 months. It would have been an increase of $100 more a month, but I'd be having it paid off and not taking 20 some years to get it done. Because if you pay the minimum, obviously it's going to take forever, right? So I was thinking, all right, I'll consolidate these guys together. Interest rates between the two cards and what the loan would be is about average the same. But the amount of time would have been sandwiched into a slider versus a full half-pound burger. You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, let's look into that. And then I asked her, I said, well, you guys are going to do a credit check. You're going to put another hard inquiry on my report, which every time somebody goes and does an inquiry on your report, it brings your score down and it doesn't look good. So right now I only have one hard inquiry on my report. I don't want another one because I'm going to be getting all these other ones from the rentals. So I was really geared up for it. And here's my master plan. Going back and fixing the credit card issue. Consolidating those credit card balances into a loan would have freed up that availability of credit, which would have given me about $25,000 of available credit in case there was seriously an issue. And if I needed emergency cash, I could pull out a cash advance electronically into my checking account and I could take care of a medical emergency. I could take care of an auto repair. I'm stressed out because if I go through this whole moving thing that I wasn't quite really prepared for yet, because there's some finances that are tied up right now with Amazon, and I'm not ready to pull that out yet until it's reached its maturity date. We're having some issues right now, and it's a little stressful. March 11th. Ooh, look! Woohoo! The moly's cheaper. It started today, 2 for $4. We're gonna be pulling that maybe 2 for $4 right there. So depending on the dates, I know I said I don't like to sell it because it's glass, but that's $2 a bottle, and I forget what it was selling for. Hold on. What? A knife to a 70-year-old guy at 2 o'clock in the morning? Oh my God. How much did you sell your hand sanitizer for? Hmm. Well, I don't know, Dave. On the side of the road? Huh. Let's see. I think maybe you might have overbought. I can't advise you on what you can do or what you should do. If Dave is your real name. Oh, I could vlog it because I would be. Oh shoot. Oh. Well, honestly, Dave, I mean, how many bottles of sanitizer do you have? And what makes you think selling it on the side of the road? Is it because you're afraid that you're going to get banned from Amazon or eBay, or I mean, you bought it, the intention is to sell it? 200 bottles of hand sanitizer. All right. Well, I don't know what to tell you, friend. It seems like an awful lot of hand sanitizer that you would have bought at once. Did you buy that all at once or just over a period of time? Because I'm thinking I wouldn't have bought so much because I knew at some point. I mean, okay. Here's the thing, Dave. Anyone else who's caring to listen, when you take advantage of this um, situation, and I mean that respectfully, but uh, you got to understand that you can't capitalize, even though it's a two-sided story. But I see the point at both ends. You can't be capitalizing on the demise of others, and uh, I don't know. I just didn't get involved with it because I felt like, okay, I know at some point somebody's gonna screw it up. And Amazon, they were saying that they'll suspend you for life. I was like, mm-mm, I'm not gonna do it. And then you've got 200 containers of an item that is in high demand right now, and you could probably get, you know, a decent price for it, but you're going to have to sell it in a way that you're not going to like you. I wouldn't suspect you going to like a flea market or a swap meet trying to pawn it off that way. You might get jumped. I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, I just because there's so many people disappointed of going out there, I would be afraid. I mean, even if you sold it on a local platform, you could probably get like you have people coming to your house. I mean, that's probably not something smart either because now they're going to know like, oh, I know where I can get 199 more bottles of this. I don't know. I don't know. Um, mm, mm, mm. Let's see. Yeah, you don't want that, right? Because here's what I'm thinking. It's not, yeah, like Justin said, it's not an awful investment, but you got to really figure out how you're going to get rid of it. I don't know. I don't know. You can't sell it on Amazon. You can't sell it on eBay. Um, we got that option, sanitizer for life. You do have another option. If you still have the receipts, you can take it back. I mean, that's an option. Get your money back. I know you were trying to do it to make money, but you know, oh, you still have rent too. See, that's that's the thing. Um, I'll be honest with you, dude. I didn't invest into it for profit. I invested in it to protect myself. And when the zombie apocalypse comes, let this be a lesson learned for everybody that shit's gonna hit the fan, and when it does, it's gonna be chaotic, and shit's gonna fly off the shelf. I didn't have to worry because I wasn't completely prepared for this situation, nor will I be prepared for any situation, but at least I have an idea of what's going to happen, where I'm going to take my family, and how I'm going to handle it. I didn't have to make line for toilet paper. I didn't have to make line for water. Why? Because first of all, my family knows that if we don't have toilet paper and you got to go poo poo, you're jumping in the shower. If we don't have any bottled water, you're not drinking it unless we're going somewhere. So we have these rules set forth a little stricter than the norm, but people are so complacent and so into the convenience of things that soap and water or a little bit of bleach does the same thing, or rubbing alcohol, and everyone's like hand sanitizer. Remember when they were taking hand sanitizer off the market? Remember this? This was a couple years back. They were going to take hand sanitizer off the market because hand sanitizer was proven not to kill germs. Soap and water does not kill germs. Hot water does not kill germs. Cold water does not kill germs. All it does is that there are some germs that live in the water, but soap and water, all it does is it like washes them off. It doesn't kill them, and you will still have germs on your hands. I don't know. I got a suggestion. Stop eating your goddamn fingers. There you go. But Dave, to be honest with you, brother, um, if you're going to give it away, give it away. That would be good. What you could do in this case to create content for your channel, um, you got an opportunity to video giving away some sanitizer, maybe to some less fortunate people without profit. Keep some for yourself. Keep some for trading. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not trying to get all like doomsday on you, but there might come a time that you might need this for yourself, and make sure your family, friends are taken care of. I mean, you've got some money invested in it. You've got bills and whatnot that you have to pay. But never should you ever, and this is being honest, capitalize on a situation where people are going to get harmed for. That's my opinion. And to try to get into a market or an industry on the shortfall of stuff, you should always take reselling a serious. I'm not saying that you didn't, but slow and steady wins the race. And that's my God's honest truth about that. Um, Personally, I knew this was going to be a problem later on down the road, and that's why I didn't deal with it. I'm not trying to get rich quick, but I can tell you this. Had I not prepared, prime example, had I not prepared for this eviction that we got, and thought of this down the road when we first moved in, and then thought about it even more, the main reason I opened up my Amazon account was to provide a cushion or a nest egg for the move, and or a car, whichever was to come first, because we drive an older vehicle. Now we have two older vehicles. They both have broken down. They both have needed repairs. I've fixed them both. I've had many of dollars being dumped into both vehicles. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of crawling underneath the car. I'm tired of doing my own repairs. I want a car that I would prefer to just, if I'm going to spend 500, 600, even thousands of dollars a month in car repairs, I would rather spend $300, $400, $500 on a car payment. Now, I can't afford one now because we're planning to move and we have to buy a bunch of other stuff. Ooh, somebody said free wireless earbuds? What? We got to stop and take a look at that one. Starting March 5th, with your $49 purchase in stores, online, support, details. Okay. That's something we can look at tomorrow. $49. I need a new pair of shoes so I can get some earbuds, and I don't have a pair of headphones at work. So there you go. Probably knockoffs. So anyway, Dave, I really don't have yeah, there you go. Justin's got a good idea. But Justin, where would you suggest that he sells it? I would hate for him to get jumped. Yeah, someone more. Get your money. Get your money. I mean, it's the 11th of March already. Have you considered doing reselling of other items other than your hand sanitizer? Yeah, I wouldn't do it on Craigslist. Yeah, I don't think he's in the chat anymore. Anyway, I don't have any advice for him. I don't approve of it. I don't approve of it. I knew it was going to be an issue. Now there's people out there that Books on eBay? Why not on Amazon? Yes, Gary. Um, Amazon said they were going to suspend anybody, and when you get suspended from Amazon, it's a pain in the ass to get back in. I don't know personally, but I do read the forums. You could go on to the Amazoners. Hey, there's a competitor right there, Amazoner. Amazon Seller Hub, and gain access to the forums. But yeah, eBay was talking like suspension, dilution of search, um, basically banning you if you didn't comply. Yeah, I think what they'll do is they'll like suspend you for they'll stop the ad. And what they were doing, the email that came out, Gary, it was a while back, like a week ago, maybe. Something to the effect that if you're a new seller to eBay selling these products, you were going to be halted from doing so. Which I think they should do that. I think they should be queuing you in from the start and banned prohibited products. Like there's a list of things that you're not supposed to sell on eBay, and I think like the people should be more on top of that work for eBay. They should have a preset thing like Amazon. If you're banned or gated or something like that, this requires approval. If I'm trying to sell a certain product and it doesn't allow me to sell it because it's prohibited, just like they do, like you can't go and put an AK-47 on eBay. Not gonna let you. You can put parts on it probably, as long as it doesn't have a serial number. You could sell parts to a machine gun or any kind of gun that's in the state of California. You can. As soon as you start buying receivers with social security or serial numbers on it, then it's considered a weapon. Yeah, slow death. Yeah, right. Yeah, and that even goes for the other items, Gary, that were uh, hanging in the same realm. You could probably get away with like rewording it because you need it for other things. Not you can't use. You could look and see, do your homework on that. But they did send out an email saying that the gels, the sanitizers, and the respiratory particle protectors. There you go. Were going to be looked at. You couldn't use the words describing the current situation right now. Yeah, yeah. eBay hasn't gotten them yet. They said they would be going through. Yeah, the respiratory particle separators for those no. Uh, the 100s and the 95s you can't. Mm-mm. I wouldn't even get. I wouldn't even do it. I wouldn't even do it, dude, because they're coming at you. They're gonna come at you, and they're gonna come at you hard. So none. I wouldn't even mess with it. Sell handkerchiefs or something. Yeah. What's up, Jamie? How are you, bro? How are you? See, Jamie, the zombie apocalypse is coming, bro. 28 days later. That's it. Get ready. We're going strong, brother. We're going strong. We're gonna take up headquarters over there in Massachusetts. We're gonna go hang out in Justin's backyard. We're gonna build a bonfire that they can see from Mars. Okay, you're gonna bring over the helmets and the. I'll bring the ammo, and you bring the tank. Yeah, yeah. Don't mess with any of that. Honestly, I mean, like I said, with eBay, they were talking about the dilution of your ads. So your store or where anything that you have, they would cease any of those listings. Suspension uh, for short term or long term. So I wouldn't even mess with it. I mean, because you got to think about it right now. People are probably, I mean, you've got Americans thinking that the Corona beer is linked somehow to the situation. So the stock for the beer has gone down. I mean, I saw a decline in. I've seen a decline in sales. I don't know if people are worried about buying things, certain things, because it's coming from overseas. I have no idea. So, I mean, we don't have a lot of sharp tools in the shed, brother. So, yeah, just stick to coffee mugs or something else. Don't try to make the quick buck. But hey, if you want to be aggressive, I know a guy named Dave that's got about 300 bottles of sanitizer. Yeah, that's the next thing, gas. Yeah, but I think here in California, I mean, anybody who farts up wind uh, is basically going to increase anything. I mean, the bombing back in September by the Iranians to the Saudi Arabian production field, the price went up to almost $4 here. And we have our own. The United States can provide its own fuel. We don't, or its own oil. We don't need to necessarily buy. And what was happening is that when we stopped buying all the oil from Saudi Arabia, they started selling it on the black market. And that's the other thing that drives up prices too. Like we used to rely on Mexico too. They're like the ninth, I want to say the ninth producer of oil in the world. And when there was an issue with their oil refineries where they weren't selling it to Saudi Arabia or selling it to somewhere, to Russia. It was to Russia. And that's what got their peso all out of whack. You used to be able to go down to Mexico with $1 and get like 12, 13 pesos. Gary can probably confer with this. And now it's like 22, like 22 pesos, which would be 220 pesos or whatever it is, for the $1. That is because of oil. Because I looked into going in and buying it high and selling it low and making the difference in between, and then I would gain profit. I was betting on it going back down again, and it's been about 4 or 5 years, and it hasn't. It stayed about the same. It was up there a little bit. So the Mexican government is dependent upon their oil sales. That is their main resource of funding their governmental structure, is selling oil. But then you've got the cartels out there stealing rigs, and they've got guys digging holes into the ground where the pipes are, and they're like tapping in and pumping the oil out and filling these rigs up. They don't mess around. These guys are out to get their money. Right? Yeah, things are really getting kind of weird lately. And I always told my wife, and she's like, well, what happens if there's a tsunami? I said, well, if there is one, I mean, we're going to have to learn how to swim. So if there's an earthquake, well, turn off the gas. That's the first thing I can say and get the hell out of the house. But I always said that it's going to be like a virus. It's going to be something that's going to take everything to a whole nother level that people aren't prepared for. And it was kind of like 9/11. I always kind of refer back to that. It's like 9/11 was an eye opener for everybody, for the world in itself, the American people, for New York City. I mean, bless and rest in peace all the ones that died that day and that suffer dramatically over it, and the war that it created for all the service members who lost their lives fighting over the cause, and all the missions that have went into play. Um, U.S. takes things for granted. I honestly think we're so comfortable over here that we don't consider the possibilities of how easy it is to infiltrate our structure. What if there was an issue with somebody tampering with the water? I'm not going to throw an idea out there, but just think about it. How easy is that? How easy is that? You tamper with water, you screw with everything. Everything around us is made from water somehow. The food we consume, the water we drink, materials that are made for products are done with water. You mess with the water system, we're done. We're done as a civilization. I mean, what happened to the Mayans? What about the Aztecs? Well, the Aztecs built a city on a body of water. They had it going on. But like the Incas or whatever, the up in the freaking mountains, where the hell did they go? Where are they? People say aliens came and got them. I say it's virus. I say it's bacteria. I think it went in there and just said, plowed them down. Somebody went in there, shook their hand from another tribe, another part of the world, didn't wash his hands after he went poo poo, and Hookah Hookah went in there and had some chicken, put it in his mouth, didn't wash his hands, and plowed him out. Yep. Hey, next Tuesday, don't forget, 17th, St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day is probably the most overly celebrated non-Irish. How do I want to say this? Like, there are more people that are not Irish who celebrate, and I can't say you shouldn't. You shouldn't celebrate it, but you can. It's just another day for people to go out and get drunk, like the 5th day of May, Cinco de Mayo. Now, I honestly believe that Irish people are probably the most suppressed or oppressed or whatever you want to call it. They were the most discriminated against, other than the African Americans. That's at a whole nother level. The Irish were really looked down upon. They still to this day, in some parts of the country, they're probably uh, not highly thought of. They got to be one of the hardest working people. I mean, everybody works hard, right? I know I can't say too much, but what day do we have to celebrate? Now, we celebrated on the 17th of March. Why does it have to involve alcohol? Well, it's because it's Irish. Do all Irish people drink? Everyone that I've known. Um, I don't know. I think we just take it to a whole nother level. You know, I don't get it. I do like the corned beef though. Corned beef is good. I just think it's nonsense. I really do. I think if you're gonna go out and have a good time on a Tuesday and get shit faced and be all hungover the next day at work on a Wednesday, working with your Irish friend who didn't go out drinking because he's drinking the day, every day or whatever. I don't know. I think it's overrated. And then Cinco de Mayo. I don't know how many times I've heard or thought that I heard that the Americans on this side think it's the Mexican Independence Day. I'm not trying to be smarter than the average person, trust me. I just think it's hilarious. Ooh, hometown buffet. So let this another be a thing that we learn. Mexican Independence Day is not on the 5th of May. Actually, it is a celebration that is only pretty much celebrated here in the United States. And believe it was over a war. The French. I could be wrong. I don't know. Look it up. You got the power of the internet. But I think it was over a war, and they won it. Okay, they fought against the French. All they left us was French toast and French fries. Okay. Bonjour, comment allez-vous? Hola, ¿cómo estás, amigo? Bang, bang, shoot 'em up, dead. So, yeah, I think Mexican Independence Day is like in September. I don't know. 17, 19, 26. Those numbers come to head. I have no idea. Oh, here's a really expensive place to eat. El Pollo Loco. I think I've only been in there once or twice, maybe once, maybe twice. I don't know. You can get a $5 street taco platter, but street tacos, they're really small tortillas, and you can get those for like $1. They're cheaper down in Mexico. But there you go. There's some tacos for you. I love tacos. Hello, Mel. How are you? How are you been? Labor Day. Proper 12. Canceled. Corned beef. Hell yeah. Very salty. Yeah, it is. I like when it comes to corned beef, I like the Reuben, where it has the rye bread, the Swiss toasted with the corned beef, sauerkraut, and Thousand Island. What is that about? Ooh, delicious. That's what that's about. I'm just cracking a nice cold beer. Well, I don't have any handy. I was supposed to pop off here and go get some, and I was going to get a pack of smokes, a little 6E to drink, but I think I'm going to skip out. I don't need to be drinking or smoking. Trying to clean up the mess. The mess, the mess, the mess. I should be saving this paper for packing, but I'm thinking, nope. Ooh, this lovely mayhem. All right, so I'm not sure if you have Black Angus steakhouses in and where you're at, but there you go. $40, and you can get dinner for two. It's a lot of food, to be quite honest with you. That's the wagon wheel in the middle there with the shrimp and it looks like strips and potato skins and chicken. And you got the steak, and it looks like seared ahi there, which is, oh, yes, I love fish. And then you have what they would be their BLT salad, which is a wedge right there, which I think is the laziest freaking way to make a salad. I make these in the kitchen, and I don't do a big chunk like that. I do like three little, somewhat manageable slivers because we only sell it for like $5.99. I hook them up, man. Hook them up with the bacon and the tomatoes and the blue cheese. Oh, we do that, yeah. And I think that's the way it should be done. We had a discussion last night at one of my jobs, Justin, about the meatloaf because on Mondays we do meatloaf, and then we had some left over, and we cut the slices in half to make sandwiches. And we were debating like, well, what should we offer them? Well, it's up to the customer what kind of bread, but it should come with rye. I think rye is best when grilled on the flat, and it has the meatloaf with the brown gravy. Yeah, totally, dude, totally. I like the pastrami too. The pastrami on sourdough and rye. Oh man, with a coldie. Woo! Hold me back, son. Hold me back. We're about to get busy up in here. Okay, here we go. Here is. Remember, I showed you the Nepalis. I don't know. We were scanning it to see if it was on Amazon. Here is the cacti that I was referring to that they sell. What they do is they'll harvest this. They'll scrape off all the little hickories off of it. It's called the pear cactus, right? They're called cactus leaves. I would actually call them a paddle of some sort, but they do have a fruit on them, a pear cactus, a pear fruit. It's red when it's ripe, and it does have the thorns on them. You have to peel it off, and it's very sweet. It's very delicious. But what the region does here is they boil that down, and they'll grill it or they'll boil it. The boiling aspect of it is they slice it up and they put it into cans. So this is an item that you could probably sell on Amazon, maybe in bulk. I know artichokes is something that is sold. These are just ideas I'm giving you because that's for $3 versus the jar was like what was it, $2.99, $3.99. And I don't know, the can jarred. It's the whole glass thing. Maybe there's some in here. This is a Mexican market. Tenemos los mejores y más atenciones caras mexicanos y latinoamericanos con queso fresco Goha! There you go. I don't even know what I just said right there. Let's see. Cocina. We do not have. We do not have. I do not see Nepalese. That's here it is. All right, so you have it's 250. So here is you're learning something new again with the lobster. Here is the jarred version of it. This is what it would look like in a jar. Right here. It's nasty. Versus the raw form of it. Grilled is preferred. What you would do is you'd grill it, kind of steam it in a way so it kind of just allows the skin on the cactus to be peeled off, and then you eat the inside of it. It is loaded with nutrients. It's loaded with fiber. Just don't, and it's also loaded with the little pickery things, the thorns, I guess we could call them. Do not, by no means, try to think you could just bite into it, especially with the fruit. Fruit is very delicious. It's almost like a kiwi. It has a lot of seeds in it. But those little hairs are violent, especially when you get them on your lips, especially when you get them on the tip of your tongue. How do I know? Because it happened to me. So, thought that was Bear Grylls out gnawing out on some cacti and said, "Oh, look at the pretty red little fruit." And yep, it got me. We got more to hometown buffet. What are these? Oh, they expired. Kids eat for $1.99. Man, I'll tell you. Whew, what I could put away for $1.99 at a buffet. I'm actually scared now with this whole like alert that we're on. World's not just the States. I mean, the whole world. Like, man, it started somebody eating a snake. Was it a snake that they ate? Okay, so you gotta go, Just. Thanks for coming in, brother. I gotta go make your lunch. Oh, isn't that sweet? Take your time and paperwork. See if you can get a wife to help. Yeah, yeah, right, dude. My wife doesn't help with anything. It's a shame. We were talking about that today. I told her. I said, "Oh, bat bushmeat. Wasn't that with Ebola?" And there was another one, wasn't there? There was a ton. There's a ton of Ebola, and what was the last one? Ebola and what was it? SARS? SARS? What the heck? I mean, I'm up for trying like new cuisine because I'm sure that's where it all came from. That's how they got ingested, animal to human, right? I don't know, man. People. I heard somebody say in a chat today or somewhere they said that they're not even going to eat Chinese food anymore. Don't let it stop your routine. I mean, you gotta. I mean, we live in fear. Everybody lives in fear. I get it, right? I live in fear all the time. I have PTSD. I'm paranoid of my wife, but I understand that she's pregnant. But, there's a lot of things going on there. But, if you're at a certain age of your life, you're going to be vulnerable, basically on immune system. Don't be sticking your fingers in your mouth. There you go. Wash your hands. Oh, doesn't that look good? Tuna. Tuna sub. Man, that looks good. I had some big albacore tuna flakes last night. Let's see. Is this even a deal? Free food, yes, please. Download the Subway app to get deals and earn rewards. Comida gratis. Sí, por favor. Baja la app de Subway para recibir ofertas y ganar recompensas. I don't know. Basically, it said comida gratis is free food. Sí means yes. Por favor is please. Something about downloading the app and you'll get some free shit. There you go. Um, tus favoratos. Tus favoritos. Okay, tus in Spanish is yours. And favoritos is favorite. There you go. You learned something new. So tus favoritas atún. Atún, even though it says tuna right there, atún is tuna. And turkey is called pavo. And breast, well, I don't think it's that breast, but we're gonna say it chichis. That's the only word I know how to say breast in Spanish. Um, tex- uh, Technically, it's not Spanish. I wouldn't say it's Spanish. I would say it's Mexican or Latin, but it's not Latin either. Because I don't like saying, "Oh, that's Mexican," because there's so many different not characteristics, so many different uh, geographical locations within Latin America where the dialect is different. When you say Spanish, you could be referring to the Spaniards, which is a totally, or Portuguese, which is a totally, well, that's a totally different one. But there's a different way that they talk. So don't get me confused. I'm speaking Mexican. Okay. We'll just say that. I don't like using that word because I don't think it gives it, uh, only because my wife is Latin American or Latina, I should say. Okay. We don't need mattresses as of yet. And I don't think we're going to be shopping at that store. And here's the other dilemma that I have: the internet. Ooh, $79.99 through AT&T. Hmm. I think I'm going to wait for that moment. Furniture nowadays. When shopping for furniture, it's all crap. It's all crap. I prefer to buy used, recycled furniture that's solid wood. Um, oh my God. Are you serious? That's crazy. So Star City Picker said that there's an NBA player that has the the symptoms and was teasing the media the other day and touched their microphones. Then they found out he's infected today. That's why they suspended the NBA season. There's a 2 week incubation period. My employer is enforcing that before and during spring break. So there's going to be some issues with students the week before with testing, because usually you have a time frame where you give exams like a midterm or something before spring break, or you do it. They'll probably have to do it after. Wow, that's crazy, 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 man. And the other thing too that I found is that the situation has always been here. We've always had this strand. It's just that this is kind of like a rogue one. And I'm almost wondering if it's like always been here and kind of like lingering, and with the animals and all, and it's just the combination of the two or one or whatever. And I've seen live mice, bats, and I also heard a snake. So maybe it was a seven seas soup or something with all these live critters cruising around in a bowl. It's just like, I don't know. Here we are, vaccine in our fast food economy of McDonald's and drive-throughs, and we have high cholesterol, we have obesity, the Americans are getting fatter, and yet we've got viruses that are annihilating people left and right because of bushmeat. Okay. And I'm sure it's due to the fact that it's not being cooked properly. Like, at no time should you be eating raw meat. I think the only meat you can eat is beef, but I still wouldn't eat raw meat. It's got to be cooked to some point, right? I mean, bacteria festers in everything. I don't know. Yeah, paranoid and bored, right? Oh, yeah, stuck inside. It's going to be a lot of YouTube channels starting up. It'll give you time to work on your death pile. I'm actually looking forward to the week off. Now, here's the thing. I work in both highly populated areas, and I work in an environment where I clean up after a lot of populated areas in one of the jobs. Excuse me. So I'm going to have to definitely consider my safety for one, but I can't stop doing what I'm doing because I'm going to need the money for the move. So I'm documenting this now. Kids, if and when you see this, and I'm talking to my rugrats, I want you to know that what I did was for you, you little turd makers. It wasn't because I enjoyed getting up every day in the morning at 5 o'clock, rush to somewhere to take after some grown ass people who can't seem to pick up after themselves. And the employees are worse than the customers. There's a lot of things I don't like doing. And for the last 9 years of my life, it's been every day. Okay. So just throwing that out there. If you don't like it, front door is right there. Just saying. Getting tired. Oh, we got to file a claim. I tried to file a claim with the post office. Got a customer who said, hello, the tracking details show that the item was delivered on the 5th, but the leasing office has no record of ever receiving the delivery. Please advise. And then I respond, please consult with the USPS with tracking number and file a claim with the tracking locator. I will file a non-delivery claim to keep you posted. Once I hear back, I will either refund or resend another item. I sent her tracking information today. I tried to go onto the USPS site, and for some reason, the username and the password wouldn't work together. So I said, okay, I forgot my user ID. What's your email? Give her the email. It comes back. It's the same user ID I was putting in. And I said, okay, I can't remember my password. So I put in the ID. I put in the information I needed to get the email. I get it back. I take that little temporary ID password they give me, and there's no box for me to put it in. I don't know. I just don't know anymore. Just don't know anymore. Driving me crazy. Driving me crazy. Retirement. Yeah, Medicare Part B reimbursement. 2020 U.S. Census coming in March. Ooh. Oh, moving. Here's what you need to do. Perfect. All right. If you're moving, let's see. If you moved recently or you plan to move, it's important to give us your new. Okay, so this is instructions that they want us to do for them. Okay. Yeah. All right. I will send that off to them. New online tool for service credit purchases. That's something for work. Okay, we should say that. So we got to deal with this. We got to deal with that. I'm gonna save this. Put that over here. That. Oh, there's the lovely. This is like okay. So we get the 90-day with an old guy that shows up to the door, serves my wife. Then we get a letter that is addressed to us. It says all unknown occupants. Okay. Then there's one to me, which the lease is in my wife's name. Then I get a certified one. It's all the same paper. I'm like, I don't know. Could you be more of a dick? Yeah, I said it. I did. I'm just fed up with it. Let's see. I need that, and that goes together. Oh, here we go. Look, I need to go shopping for some baby items. Dumpster diving dad sent me a car seat already for the baby that he got from Burlington, I would imagine. I saw this on little video camera action right here. I guess the wifey wants one of those. I saw it for like $74 on the Walmart app. And then she wants one of these little swingy things, which we had one, but when we lived in the house before this one, we didn't have a garage. So a lot of that stuff put outside alongside of the house under tarps and whatnot because we had no space. And it rained really hard one time. And all that shit just got thrown out. It was a shame because I got saturated and got moldy. I wasn't gonna put it. Just didn't have time. I don't have time. I get on something and then I have to go to work, because I can't sit out here do this all day long. This doesn't move as quick as you would think, or it would have been gone already. So yeah. Anyway. Oh god, spring break. I gotta put that in the calendar. Oh god, excuse me. Thank you very much. On sale. Oh, look at that cheap little sectional. Yeah, furniture is so just. There's a bunk bed for $350. Sectionals, $1,600 for a sofa that's just junk. Table's junk. All of this is junk. All right, bro. Take time. Yeah, it's 11 o'clock. It's time to go. I'm sitting here just killing time right now. I'm trying to keep my mind off of wanting to go drink. I think I'm just going to go to bed. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Well, thanks for showing up, guys. Appreciate it. I'll see you guys later. And I'm going to try to maybe go tomorrow. I don't know. I got a lot of stuff we got to do. But Gary, thanks again. I'll let you know if I need any help. We're going to try to eliminate a lot of our stuff so I don't have to take. I don't see the point of taking junk. I want to literally just start fresh. Put all this crap behind me. What's up, bro? Peace out, bro. All right, dude. Everyone else, have a good night. I'm out of here, and I'm gonna let it sit for one more minute. Woo, that's perfect timing. 3 hours. So in today's little program, we basically went over the 90-day eviction. The Dave, I wish you the best, dude, on the sanitizer. I don't really have any like sound advice to give you because the only resources that I would know you would probably get suspended on. I highly recommend that you don't try to put them on Amazon or eBay. Just stay away from all that mess. Let those people get themselves into that arena. I know you need money, dude. I get it. We all need money. I've never been so strapped in my life before, but we can get through it. You can try to take Justin's advice and maybe try to hustle it to somebody else who's more aggressive, but I'm not pushing it. You could take it back. That's an option. Get some money back for it. I don't know. That's maybe not where you want to be, but I know if you're selling them for $25 a bottle, that'd be a good profit. But anyway, best of luck to all you guys. Dave, thanks for coming into the chat, brother. I feel bad that I couldn't give you any advice that would be worth it, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good night. Take care.